lifted, hearts broken, and stars born. The dream that lingers in the eye of every pro player to take the stage, to build a legacy, to rise above, and to become a champion at the Esports World Cup. It's time for G2 and Secret.
Asami, just gonna call it. All right, I love this from Team Secret right off the rip right now. They saw what happened in the G2 Fury matchup where Fury they banned the Castle and the Asami, and they were just exposing G2's weaknesses from the window repels. It was a massive struggle when G2 were on the defensive side of this exact map. And more than that, this map was picked by G2. That means Secret, they choose the starting side. And I know that some people argue that Café is kind of attacker favorite these days. This is a grand final. This is the one moment where starting on defense is ultra comfortable because you just sit back, play your strat, and see what happens next. You don't have any nerve to make the play, to be the hero, to be the initiator. Secret chose to start on the attacking side. They chose to target ban the Castle and the Asami. They are well prepared for this first map.
You could say it's a bit of an ego chow from G2 to go to Café when they just lost it to Furia, and it's even more an ego chow from Secret to pick the attacking side. But if you remember, Pengu, yesterday, that semi-final, G2 and Furia, my god, what an attacking-sided affair. Both of those teams so explosive and convincing on that attacking side, despite playing a fair few defensive-favored maps. So I see the vision here from Secret. Hold your horses, don't get too over ahead of yourselves, because everyone has underestimated Secret so far in this tournament.
You can't afford to.
You certainly cannot.
D2, of course, starting downstairs in kitchen and service bomb site, most likely due to those operator bans being made on the Asami in the castle, because this is the least repel-oriented bomb site. Secret, most likely going for a run clear, want that vertical control to ram and the Bok. They want to play for execute. They want the 5v5 by the bomb site 2 minutes from now. G2, they have two options. Either you give them the net they desire, you give them the opportunity to execute, and you have a counterplay, denying that panda, for example, or lashing out right before they're ready. Second option, you try and disrupt Team Secret early with aggression and try and pick off just one of these 5 attacking operators. Every single operator is so vital for Secret's plan.
We've seen G2 in the past play that early aggression. We saw a lot of it from Furia them, and G2 had a very similar interpretation of how to play that game. It was continue taking the fight so that you don't allow the late round executes with 5 attackers alive. But my question is, will G2 continue that playstyle? Because for now, it's been silence in the server.
It is quite common in big stake games that players will start off very passive until they get comfortable in the server, because again, the pressure is on. G2 being on defense, it should favor them technically speaking, because if Secret is too slow to roam clear, time can become a problem. But I'll say this, they've been pretty good so far. Half the round burnt, they got the entire map control above the bomb site. They can start doing the vertical destruction. Because they have the Bok, the fuse, and the ram, they can get this job done extremely quickly.
It's the benefit of having so much redundancy in the operator lineup here. The fuse wants to get to work. Savage keen to open up that hatch, but Secret's IGL is going to have to wait for the Tubarao to subside. He goes again. And Loira is actually a little bit too late to send out another one of those Zoto canisters, so the hatch will be opened quite early for Secret.
Time taken, utility being cleared out, the Twitch drone waiting for the grenade. No Goyo canister to speak of though, there is one. Adrian took a single point of damage from a stray fuse charge maybe, I'm not entirely certain, but he was very surprised himself on what happened there, or it could have been an impact from Stumpman perhaps.
Well, this is exactly what Secret wanted, isn't it? It's a 5 versus 5 with 40 seconds to go. The bomb site is available, it's opened up.
You drop with the fuse shield, you walk in, you ignore Loira inside of VIP and try and go for a plan with 30 seconds left. If one thing goes the wrong way, one stray C4 finds a pick, that could be the entire round for Secret lost.
And yet it's a bit of a surprise that G2 have just sat back and waited for it. There is the first rip, the C4 from Loira. The Savage, the shield operator, and the diffuser carrier. He goes down. Will the rest of the team follow suit? Because here is Loira lying in wait with the DMR. A big 2K for the Brazilian. And Secret, despite having that 5v5, they have not found any way to bite into the bomb site. Joom left all alone with no hope in hell of clutching up the round. He saves it. And it's an easy lockout for G2 in the opening round.
Again, if that fuse dies to a C4, they quite literally don't have a plan B because they can't drop the hatch. The whole strategy, you have a shield operator that can block on our side, drop the hatch, walk in, get down that diffuser. He dies first, right here, perfectly ripped. No counterplay, it's beautiful. And the only thing I can really criticize with Secret there is they played the most predictable round of Siege into a default setup. G2 knew exactly what was going to be happening from the very beginning of that round.
Yeah, if anything, I'm a little bit surprised that G2 was so confident to play the late round, because if that C4 missed, then Secret might have actually
much harder if it misses, yeah.
They might well have been on the money there. But a good opening round for G2 nonetheless. Secret, like we said, they were the ones that picked the attacking side, so they're the ones that have got to show us that was the right decision. Here at the Esports World Cup, there's so much going on. We had the privilege of walking around the stadiums earlier today. There are 3 massive stadiums. Of course, we're here at the Amazon Arena for Rainbow Six. There's plenty going on at the others. And the fans here, the crowd, I mean, you're getting stopped every 2 seconds, Pengu. There's been so much passion for Rainbow Six here.
It's true.
It doesn't stop at the drums for Furia or the cries in the crowd for G2. No, everybody here is ready for some world-class Siege.
Player is getting ready, small take his shield, I think on the side of Blast, looking at him missing the headset. I saw there's some fun bands in the chat. G2 were like typing in team chat, not all chat, so Secret were like, what's going on? Why are we pausing? They had no idea what was going on. But it all got resolved. Now, your Secret, as I said, the biggest thing for them is to find your stride as early as possible. Of course, this is true for any team, that the earlier you start winning, the better. But when you are the least experienced by far, first grand finals, no one to look to, maybe for some motivation, it's important that they find some success, some confidence early on. Stompin has shown us so much consistency and such a calm, cool, collected mind, even in big matches. And he said in the interview before this started, we've already beaten 2 better teams early this tournament. I assume he means Furia and FaZe in that case. Secret's just another team to us. And it's such a true statement. If you are a player on G2's side, you're the team to win. By every metric, by every realistic prediction. But if you underestimate Secret, give them a little bit too much respect in the server, they're going to take that gap. They're going to abuse it, like they did against Space Station. Because Secret, up against North Americans, they were smurfing. That was way too easy for them.
And it was the same story when Secret came up against Weibo from APAC. They have had a clean sweep through this bracket. And while, yes, this is a David and Goliath matchup, and Secret are the underdogs, they don't even have a player in the top 5 highest rated players at the tournament so far. Meanwhile, they've of course got Loira from G2. But despite that, this Secret team has not dropped a single map across the tournament. Not something that G2 themselves can say. In fact, they were sent down to the lower bracket in the group stage by Shopify Rebellion. And of course, they had that match against NIP as well that they only barely won. They had a loss on Bank in that map. They also had a loss on Café against Furia just yesterday. Secret, in contrast, absolutely flawless.
That again goes back to what if this becomes a long series. The most they've played is 2 maps in a row. G2 have at least gone 3 maps a couple of times. This can go 5. Let me tell you, a best of 3, that's one thing. A best of 5 is something that most players rarely ever get to experience. There are so many people who play a lot of years in Tier 1 level competition of Siege and never personally play and participate in the best of 5. It's a deep run in map pool, strategy, adaptations, countering your opponent. And remind you, yeah, you gotta remember it map by map. Right now, G2 and Secret only worrying about Café. But in the back of your mind, you've already discussed all 5 maps you potentially will be playing, because you have to be like, guys, what's the game plan? It's gonna be a long night, potentially.
Yeah, it could well be. It's just past 7 p.m. here in Riyadh, Saudi time. But previous nights, our matches have gone well past midnight, and it could be the same here tonight as well. If these teams give us a show, and I certainly hope they do. We've been so surprised by Secret this event. We saw this match in the upper bracket final of EU, right? And while it was a tight affair, and Secret were 2 rounds from knocking G2 down into that lower bracket, I think people do look at this as a local matchup, a European matchup, and every day of the week they say, well, it's a G2 win, right? Like, they beat them in the round robin phase, and they beat them in the playoffs of EML. But once you take a little step closer and you look at the current form of Secret, undefeated here at EWC, well, that tells quite a different story.
See the players get active. The second round, Secret, poised to strike, waiting. A Ram Boogie Drone, I think, prepped on the floor to generate a bunch of noise. It's in the window frame, actually. Perhaps a burn near Rooney Gate in that case. Flashbang to follow. It's a Grim exposed to the window. Savage, misposition, gets picked by Loira. I'm not sure what the plan is here from Secret, because there's not really anything happening. They don't have a Capital. They have no frag grenades on that side. Not sure what the plan is.
And G2 is starting to warm up, have a little bit more confidence to take risks. Hello. Wow.
This is...
Doom almost had an opportunity there to find the kill, but he misses it. I'm not sure what happened with the reaction time there. Meanwhile, Mowgli has fallen, and Secret are sadly left with nothing. In shambles, a 3v5, no headway made. One player of Adrian, top rated on the team, by the way, is looking to make a peek in from shop. He's contesting Alamau here. Blaz below with a Nitro cell. That could be nuclear, but no, Doom just survives it.
Adrian pushing aggressively, important gunfight coming up, but they peel back. He got 3 people looking for him.
It's a crossfire. In fact, it's a repeat here. Aggression from Stompin. He finds a double. The young king for G2 to get himself onto the scoreboard and assert his dominance. He's hungry for it. A flawless round thanks to Stompin's heroics. And G2 are here to make a statement.
Yeah, and this is nerve showing from Secret, right? They're barely moving in the server. They're on the window repels with the wrong utility, no coordination, not watching the right angles, and a pick off guard. I mean, this right here from Loira, this kill should never happen. Savage completely mispositioned. They look scared right now. If you saw the Secret yesterday against Team Space Station, they were just finding gaps. They were pretty much abusing the fact that they were quite rigid in their strategy, just countering it and adapting around them. They've been passive so far. Now they chose on the starting side. They wanted to be here, James.
Yeah.
I don't think they might feel that way any longer because these first 2 runs have been brutal.
Yeah, attack is not easy, as they have discovered. And even the starts of these rounds haven't looked too hot for them. You know, G2 have won the opening kills twice in a row. We talked a little bit about this in the G2 Furia game yesterday, but yeah. G2 actually the 3rd worst team in EML. So there's 7 teams better than them when it comes to getting those opening kills. But when they do get that opening kill, they win the rounds 83% of the time. Now, if they can keep getting opening kills, then I feel like the story might, well, read itself. On the flip side, Secret have some of the best entry players in EML. In fact, we've got 3 of the top 10 entry players. Mowgli, Noah, and Doom are all insane on those entry engagements, at least on a typical day. Yeah. How about in a grand final?
I want to see some speed, I want to see some pace here from Team Secret. Don't go quiet into these rounds, because once they build their confidence, once they gain momentum, it's hard to stop them. It's the 3rd round. After this, we'll see the final operator bans. Maybe that can help them out, worst case, if they cannot find success in this one. Doom on window repel, again, cutting off some of those angles, applying phantom pressure, open up all the windows. But I want to see Secret entering the building and striking first. Right now, they've been waiting. And G2, when they pick a gunfight, when they choose where to take the fight, they tend to win it.
Oh, I like this Brava pick, though. It's going to be difficult with the mute jammers around, but those are Rooney gates. Can be targeted, as can the ADSs from Jaeger. And can the cameras as well.
Checking if it's theirs or not.
It's nice. It's actually, a lot of people don't realize, but if you ping out one of your own gadgets, it'll tell you, based on the team color, whether it's yours or not.
Dogi again just waiting. They recognize Secret aren't doing a whole lot. Has to watch the brown stairs and of course be wary of the hatch drop. There is Savage down the red hatch in towards Cigar Shop. They got the yellow pings from Secret, so they have information, but do not, again, have the utility to do anything about it. There is no Capital, there is no Grim, no frag grenades inside.
Doki wants to make this play, but no, thinks better of it, and he retreats back. The Brava continuing to get active here with the drone, and Stompin might actually fall back. There are layers of this defense to hold on to, that mirror window being one of them. Out comes a concussion from the Zephyr, but a C4 from way downtown all the way from below through the holes in the floor to find the opening kill for Secret, or rather G2. Immediately though a trade as Alamau has fallen, and well, it looks like everyone from G2 has fallen back down.
Not a ton of self-destruction here for Secret, no secondary, soft breaching, just the primary of Sophia and the Ash. Again, yellow ping information constantly coming out here from Secret, so they have good knowledge. They gotta act on it. Get inside, get downstairs, take those fights, boys.
Yeah, they've got info, and they've managed to wallbang Stompin down to low HP. Now, Doki has fallen. Ooh. The angles are open, but Stompin still finds the kill. He's absolutely insane, but he is still taken low. And it's just him and Blaz to clutch up for G2, while Secret starts circling. A Nitro cell available, be careful. That's Stompin after all. His Nitro comes out, and it takes down the Diffuser player. Oh, Savage, you needed to get that diffuser down. Blaz needs to reposition, but Stompin', he's happy to re-peek that every day of the week, but he loses the fight. Blaz has the clutch, but Noah says not today. Secret are on the scoreboard.
G2 stuck in corners there at the very end. There was a struggle for them. Stompin' just swinging out, taking every single confrontation despite being 10 health for the majority of the round. Dogi said lucky bots in the in-game chat. I'm not sure that was luck, Dogi, because they had yellow ping information, and finally Secret, they said, guys, we know what they are, we have to just fight them. And they are jumping down from the skylight, taking the fights themselves, and actually taking control of the round.
And so the last operator bans come out. The fuse remains in, so Secret still have a shield, but they don't have the Ying. You mentioned that Kaid ban. I don't actually think we've seen the Kaid as of yet from G2, if I'm not wrong.
I don't recall either myself. Oh, actually, it was brought one round, but it was a flawless round. Stompin' just hunted them all down. So they put the kite claws in reading bomb side to get the walls inside of freezer upstairs facing piano. And I mean, it's one of those kite claws that you literally need an EMP for it. I don't think it's going to be a massive issue, but with that being said, Secret struggles have not really been related to any particular operators. It's been themselves not, you know, getting in the building, not taking those fights, not feeling good enough about it. So I don't think Secret's situation will change too much based on what they would ban. You know, if they bring the mirror, you got the axe, you got the kite, you got the EMPs. But banning out the kite does mean you get a little bit more operator flexibility. The same can be said if you ban out, for example, the Valkyrie, don't gotta bring the IQ. So it could just be a matter of simplifying your attacking lineup. Less things to punish them with.
5 seconds to insertion.
Well, back downstairs we go for G2, and they're pretty much running the exact same lineup. Interesting to me that Secret elected to use that ban on the Kaid rather than something like the Warden, the Goyo, the Iruni, or the Tubarao. We've seen all of those very much active here for G2. Loira, of course, had a great round from VIP with that Tubarao. And Alamal, he's been picking this Iruni almost every round for G2.
He did this yesterday as well, so Secret are aware of it. Oh, okay. Can be dangerous when you're prone on the floor. Can't just run away. The lineup from Secret here, it has potential for a direct attack. They could go for roam clear. Right now they're on the repel, so that might be the case. If they want to flip it at some point, that glass can toss a smoke grenade through in any door. Just go in. Savage asking for a rehost.
Well, it is very early in the round. 40 seconds, 45 perhaps, have passed before he asked for it. We'll leave that one up to the admins. For now, we'll just assume that the round is continuing to play on out. As you can see, Secret are playing on. We have to wait for confirmation from the admins, so it might be too late.
Oh, I see the issue.
That's unfortunate.
I see the problem.
All right, rehost has been approved, guys, so we will get back into it in a brief moment. But yeah, I think we're all pretty happy. We're pretty lucky that we got that rehost just in time.
I was looking at Savage, being like, is he stuck on a drone? But then he was moving. It's like, okay, Secret isn't the issue.
Poor Doom.
Doom was stuck. Why you done that, Doom, huh? Just repel correctly, man.
Unlucky, brother. But it is lucky that we managed to get in that rehost in time, though.
Yeah, it sucks if that happens like 20 seconds later.
Well, let's say there'd been a spawn peak or a bit of damage exchange, that probably wouldn't have been approved, right? So glad that we got that, and we'll get everyone back into the lobby. But of course, it does give, even though it's a technical pause, the players aren't really meant to be talking strat. But we can. So we
strategize.
We can strategize. So what do you reckon was the game plan there? We saw the glass coming out.
Yeah, so at first, honestly, thought it was going to be a direct attack, like Bakery, double door, use the smokes, use the cell mail on the single wall to get a line of sight, maybe something like that, more like horizontal direct. But we saw 3 people on the roof, Doom being stuck there, of course. What the glass does give you is, as I said, you can flip the attack at any moment's notice, right? Drop the hatch, walk in through a door, attack VIP and clear Laura this time, for example. That's a possibility. I think Noah's winning, but I can't seem to
I think he's losing. I think he's finally won one. So yeah, for those who don't know, teams are not allowed to talk strategy during technical timeouts. It's not a tactical timeout. So that's why they spend their attention on more important matters like rock, paper, scissors.
Instead of doing it with your teammate, you should look across the stage. Pick a target.
Oh, I've seen...
Lock eyes, you and me, buddy.
Yeah, SSG were doing that in the group stage. That was very funny. And I can't remember who they were playing against, but they were not happy. They were not keen to play.
Of course, different players, they approach this very differently. Some will just lock in their own head and try and think, okay, guys, what do I need to do this round? If you're an IGL, more of a leadership figure, you're going to try and think overall picture. What's been the problem so far? For example, if you're Mowgli or you're Doom, one thing that's important to mention maybe is that G2 have now 2 rounds in a row used the C4 through the piano floor into Cigar.
Yeah.
The first time it tickled Doom, did like 1 damage. The second time it killed Mowgli.
Yeah.
Had Doom communicated that C4 was used previously, there's a world where Mowgli's more aware of it and doesn't die to it.
Yeah.
So these small mini games that you can pick up on individually has to be shared. Now is a good time to sit back and think, what can I share with my team now that I have this breathing room?
Yeah.
Because mind you, when you're not in a tech pause or attack pause, you're always thinking about the current present moment.
Of course. And, you know, it's not like there's anything uncounterable in Rainbow Six.
Nope,
Everything
that's the beauty.
you can react to, like a cheeky C4
Well,
like
old
that.
Monty that was hip firing you maybe was a problem. But yeah. Old Blackbeard might have been a problem. But
Yes.
besides that.
800 HP Blackbeard shield? Okay,
Yep.
yes. But in this case, I'm talking about those little tricks, you know, that you would see in a Coconut Bra, latest tips and tricks video,
Yep.
or a little
Yeah,
C4
Coconut
like
Bra.
that. You know, the classic, like, you know, TikTok siege, right?
Sure.
Which is great. Like, so much of pro play is actually little tricks like that. Did you know this angle? Did you know that you can place a C4 here or this trick with this operator? And like, there are literally thousands of those little things.
I had one of those moments actually during Combine Finals, so I got a humble brag here myself. Basically, we're attacking on Nighthaven Labs on top floor, right? And they've double reinforced the wall from, people call it like jungle or guard, not connect or whatever, in towards pillar. And it was Bandit or Kite, and I was like, we can't breach it, but I have a spare Selma. So I thought, okay,
floor?
I'm going to pop it on the floor next to it, and it's going to make a feet line of sight. And I take down the Bandit on pillar position, and then we can push into the door, we win the round. And after winning, I was like, guys, I did the Selma trick that I haven't seen in ages. Because like no one does it these days, because it hasn't really been a problem to deal with Kite and Bandit that way. You have verticality, you have heat, you have Maverick, whatever. And I was sitting there in the round, and this is my favorite part of being a player. People were like, we cannot get the Bandit Claw. And I thought, you're right, we can't. We have no EMPs, no verticality. And I was like, wait, but I know a way. This might still work, but I haven't tested it for years, right? And when you are a Pro League player currently active, there are so many moments where if you think hard enough, there will be a really niche solution to a problem that you think can't be solved.
Yep.
But if you really dig deep, it's there.
Yep.
It's
And
beautiful.
when it's something that you're worried about, someone might use a little trick on you, like a nifty C4
Yeah.
or a certain spawn peak, you have to keep all of those things in the back of your
Exactly.
mind. It's not that like Mowgli didn't know that C4 existed. That C4 is as old as
There's
time.
so much going on.
But if Joom, like you said, had mentioned, oh, by the way, they might do the through floor C4 from piano, then Mowgli would be like, okay, yeah, register that,
Yeah.
be more cautious of
Higher
it.
priority list.
Yeah, put that on the priority list, right?
Because that is the thing when you're in the server. I mean, you got. It's hard to honestly put into words, but there's like genuinely 100 things that you're worrying about, and some of them will never happen. Some might, and some will. And communication, and what the in-game sound, and what the plan is, what the plan's gonna be. Somebody dying, somebody asking for help. It's incredibly mentally taxing to play Rainbow Six Siege, much more than most
Located
games.
a bomb.
Yeah, you need more RAM in your
Yeah.
brain to deal with all the things
You can
going on. in
download some of
Siege.
that though, thankfully, right?
Yeah, download more RAM. Yeah. But of course, you know, in the current year of Rainbow Six, when we got, what, 50, 60 operators, however many it is these days.
I'm gonna say we have like closer to 70 at this point. I'm
70?
gonna fact check that.
Please fact check me.
It was 68.
I
from my math
remember what it was at year 2 or year 3 where Ubisoft said, we actually want to reach 100 operators. And I was like, oh my
10
God.
seconds left before
This is intense. It's crazy. And we have so many now. There's so many things you have to
5
keep in
seconds to
mind.
insertion.
So many gadgets, more secondary gadgets than we ever had before as well. There's so much to keep in mind. And that's why the type of player that falls victim mostly to Capcan and Frost is actually your pro players, because they think about
Yeah.
1,000 other things.
I was somewhat right or wrong. 74.
74.
So no 70s. Yeah.
Damn, I can't believe I was saying 50 or 60.
75 next season, by the way. Getting
Oh.
better in the game. Very exciting.
Any spoilers, Nick?
No. I know too much. I cannot speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Tried that on you yesterday. I
But
didn't
it's
get
exciting.
much.
Exciting. I will say that.
Can't wait. Oh, well, for now, we're back into the server. Thanks to our lovely admins for getting everything sorted. And Secret are ready to play. Joom is no longer stuck.
They've changed the approach, actually. Joom is not on the roof. He's actually outside Bakery double door. It's a 3-2 take. So 3 people Bakery, 2 guys, I think, going top floor, droning on the roof right now. So they're applying pressure on Bakery, forcing out the C4, the toxic smoke, just applying pressure. But action happening elsewhere. Stumpin takes down Mowgli
Where?
on the top floor. So there's Glass and Gridlock trying to roam clear for some reason, right? The
Weird
3 people
combo.
below. Yeah. Sending Gridlock and Glass for roam clear duties is expensive, because if they die, value is lost, and Stompin he's floating right now.
Yeah, he's got a license to go wherever he well pleases, and he's also got impacts. He might have just heard that player on the rappel. Now he certainly knows. Hello and goodbye, Adrian. If you make a mistake like that, you will be punished.
He vaults.
Almost finds another one. He likely heard Savage dropping down below. This is very dangerous now for Team Secret. They're just taking risk after risk, and Stompin is still at large.
He's playing it smart. He's expecting them to come for him. Instead of him hunting for them, he's going to wait for them to approach first. He knows they're going to be wide staircase. They have to be. He saw them cross downstairs, and he's ready for it.
Oh, and he peeks at the perfect time.
Oh my God.
Another kill for Stompin. It's a 4K! This guy is single-handedly owning Team Secret.
There's one more to go. It's a literal 1v5 for the young player. He knows he's there. He's going to go for it.
Oh my God.
Reload first.
One more Stompin. Joom, maybe don't fight him. Doki steals it. And yet, we still have to behold the might of the king. 18 years of age, his first ever professional tournament, and he's just running around the map, 1 versus 5ing the entire enemy team. The first kill was actually peeking outside up through the hatch. The second kill also peeking outside a player on rappel. He had the perfect read. I mean, nobody does it quite like this guy.
Even Doki's kill was nasty as well. I mean, this is just disgusting. When you have Stompin floating like this in the server, I think he's 8-1 or 9-1 at this point. I mean, you need to shut him down. You absolutely have to shut him down. He's going to steal the show completely. He's not going to stop, Gene. That's the problem.
That's the thing. I mean, he only gets warmer and warmer. We've seen it so far in the tournament. Team Secret taking their tactical timeout. You know what's funny? Stompin, he's actually got 90 kills so far in the tournament to 70 deaths, plus 20.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. 73% KOST rating. He is so effective, so consistent. He's got a clutch to his name and more multi-kills than I could possibly count. And you know what's crazy?
What?
He's not even the highest rated player on the team. Loira, before this match, had 99 kills. So he's the first player in the tournament to reach above 100.
The big difference, though, is that Loira is what we call a high-risk, high-value player. And he will go really, really big or a little bit small, right? Stompin is a consistent kind of player. That's the big thing. When I thought he first came to the game, I was expecting really hot or really cold. But his positioning, his understanding of when he has to make a play or when he doesn't have to make one is what I think sets him apart from most of the pro players already. In that previous round, he aggressed the first kill on the hatch, then he plays passive, here's the ace in the rappel, gets a free kill, then he's actually hiding, waiting for them to come to him because he knows one guy crossed from pillar towards white stairs. But he doesn't know if red side is clear. Instead of gambling the 50-50 on what's clear and what's not, he waits, gets the sound cue, takes a fight when he absolutely has to. Because what if he doesn't hear anything? He's going to sit in that corner for the next 60 seconds, burning time. He's a smart player. It's not what I thought he was going to be, but he is incredibly smart.
I remember when I first heard that G2 had picked up the mighty Stompin, you know, this content creator, this young gunner, this hyped player, you know, Jinxie's buddy. I thought, oh, okay, so G2 are just continuing to, you know, pick up content players. You know, they're an org that's just picking up, like, they're a social media esports team. They're not caring about winning. How wrong I was.
I know people are going to sit there and go, oh, but I knew it, I told you so. But it's like, no one could have possibly seen the level that he was playing at until this moment. And the thing is, he played group stage here, then he played playoffs now. It's like, you know, in quarterfinal, semifinal, quarterfinal. It's like he's getting better with the stakes of the match. You face Furia in your first event, and you still perform? It's absurd. Now his utility. Double mirror ring to Valora. Again, that high-risk kind of playstyle. He's gonna swing this every single chance he can get. Secret seen once more, locked outside the building with no real way inside. Almost half the round is burned already, and they're sitting, waiting, watching windows very passively. They need to act, they picked attack, they should have a game plan for it.
Oh, the Ivana's X-Karis will certainly help. However, you can see Loira, I mean, he's got the ACOG, he's got the Goyo, the Vector, such a good weapon, and he can still just contest these really narrow angles, wait for the upside down rappel.
But Secret aren't even swinging it. I mean, I'm not saying they have to, but it's like, you need to apply some sort of pressure. The first damage is mostly walking into the fire. Takes like 20 health, no big deal.
Oh,
that's
here we go again.
Third time. If this works, it's a lack of communication.
Oh, he missed it.
He missed it, unfortunately.
What a shame. The one time that we saw him throw it, he misses. Alum out. Oh, he loses his fight. Meanwhile, though, Loira, he's going to find one and then retreat from backstore. Stompin will trade his death. 3 versus 3. G2 a little bit worse for wear on the top floor, but they do fall back with 3 players left alive.
I think it's a good trade for G2 though. Fall back 45, no real word here from Secret. They gotta execute. Need soft destruction, DMR from Adrian, second shotgun from Mowgli. They can still go for a default build-up plan, but they find Blast seeming out of nowhere actually.
Where was that kill?
Can they rest? I'm not sure about this. He might just be dead on his own.
Stompin though, he has not died since the rehost. Here comes Doki looking to backstab the player inside a train, but he's the last one remaining for G2 to further their lead. As Noah forces down that plant, Doki needs to take this 1v1 in train. He hears Adrian around the corner, but he loses the fight. It's a big round from Adrian, and Team Secret, after their tactical pause, will find a second round of attack.
They're still warming up into it. You can see the nerves definitely on the side of Secret, and G2 moving a lot in that round, suffering that same kind of fate as against FaZe on Café. Without the castle, without the Asami, you can't just fall back free. As our players started falling, Loira full sprinting, dies the window repel right here. Stompin, thankfully for him, trades it back. And then the catch just keeps on happening. Secret, when they can build a foothold in the building, get to like an even number situation, let's say a 3-on-3, a 2v2, they have good team play, and they actually have pretty good confidence to keep pushing forward, but getting in that build in that very first step is too difficult right now to be a consistent way to win the round.
Ain't that the truth? G2, they've won their 3 rounds of defense. That's pretty solid, right?
I'll be happy with that, yeah.
4th would be nice, but yeah, Secret, they're the ones who picked attack, like we've been yapping on about this whole time, Pengu, so we want a little bit more than a 2-4 split out of them. Second round of their tactical timeout, I mean, that's nice, but you really need to capitalize on that attack pause because you only get 1 in the whole game. And yes, while the coach can talk during the operator bans, I mean, that's not a lot of time, and you've got operator bans to talk about. You can't be doing a big mental reset when that happens.
I'm actually a little bit surprised we've not seen Savage bring out the Blackbeard just yet. It's been a Monty and Blitzband from the side of G2.
Yeah.
They played Diffuse twice. BB though, you get the nades, which I think could have been very vital for them. Good bit of information, good primary weapons so to take fights with, unlike Diffuse Shield. What I will say though, I do like Doom finally getting active on the demos to hunt down the individual players, target them, clear them. A lot of grenades being brought, 2, 4, 6, 8 frag grenades in this round in fact. Combined with 4 flashbangs, any sort of burn that might need for our Runegates. That means if Secret can get the right positions, they can get maybe a kill or 2 just simply off utility.
Oh, Mowgli gets in, he's got this holo, he wants to be taking close range engagements. And he might find Doki in a brief moment, but Doki is in such a nifty little position. Out comes a nade, but Doki can stay put because he's not too contested as of yet. Another nade goes out.
That's good.
A little bit of damage, but Doki falls back and survives.
It's good though. It's Secret finally in the building, pushing G2 away. The shield player now. Stompin forced to fall back as well. On the window repel he is. Doom was waiting for that. G2 caught off guard.
Yeah, that's perfect from Secret. Might have taken them 6 rounds, but finally we're seeing this perfect counter of the G2 playstyle. Mowgli's hungry for more. The Frenchman is in the building. He's found a big 2K. He's traded back again. But Doki and Blaz have a lot of work to do, and Noah has hit pedal to the metal. It's all up to Blaz now. 1v3. Noah hunts him down. Secret fire up. 3 rounds, and the score is once again even.
That's the exact kind of performance Team Secret can pull out, and they did do against SSG just yesterday, but they've been scared till this very moment. I bet you right now, Twister, what he was saying, guys, you are better than this. You know how to play Seeds at a high level. Be confident, be smart, go in there, get it done. G2 are giving you way too much space, take it. Mowgli flew in Cigar, got the job done, and Secret kept speeding up. They were not slowing down. That's the team we need to see in the grand finals. They're finally here to play.
And now we switch sides, and G2 have to attack. They're going to have to do it without the Capital.
Ooh.
I think this is going to be a Castle Azami ban again, isn't it? Oh, Clash.
Oh, man. Ooh.
So, yeah, Secret have left all the shields in for G2 to play around with.
The tricky thing about the shield here is that it's been banned so often against G2 that they have barely played it. Most teams probably don't really know exactly what to expect if they were to bring it out. And you can also say, well, they've been playing a lot of shields, they've been playing pretty darn well. What if they start crushing the shields and it doesn't work for them?
Well, you know, they've got rid of the clash, right?
Yeah.
So I do feel like there is
a good world here where a shield comes out.
There is a world.
And it's smart, right? Because what G2 did, they banned Asami first. With the Asami ban, it tells you nothing about the game plan.
It just tells you it's probably going to be Asami Castle, like I thought, where it often is.
You can go Castle, you can go Kite, you can go Mirror, you can go Jaeger. It doesn't matter, because G2 likes banning the Jaeger here. But if you see the enemy banning something like a Capital, you're like, okay, they can't do double shield ban now. So if we just go Clash, they have to guess the Monty off the Rip or the Blitz, and even if they do it, we have the other one open, plus Clash is gone. So the fact that G2 bans Clash second here is everything.
It's cheeky when it comes to shields. G2 have certainly won the veto, and we are going to see Loira lock in that Blitz. However, you mentioned quite a few other power operators on the defense that have been left open. We talked about the Castle, the Architect that changes how Café plays out, just like Asami does, just like Mira does, by the way, who's also been left 100%. In, and G2 use that to perfection. What can G2 do with this Blitz when there's such a fortress to behold on the side?
People might be saying, Pinker-wise, Loira walking with the pistol in hand, no shield, you generate less noise as a shield operator if it's on your back. So that means that, audibly speaking, you might not hear that it's a shield player, as you generate very different amounts of noise. Whereas if you sprint towards the building with a shield, you go ding dong dong dong.
Yeah, moves a bit faster as well, a little bit.
I mean, he's slow walking, right? But here he comes. If he wants to, he can fly straight into this window. And again, because of the surprise of, hey, I'm a Blitz, it might just work.
Oh, he's tempted. He goes straight for it. The reinforcements are still going down.
Flash.
He doesn't get the flash successfully. He's being stared down. Stompin falls behind him, and it makes it awkward. Doom trying to bait him on out, but the flash is now regenerated. Savage has come to support. Team Secret have recomposed so well. A jump out also finds one for Noah. Blaz and Alamal to pick up what has been a tattered round for G2.
Very clear sign, G2 showing confidence, but a small classic mistake that we see often at this level of play. Blitz using the flash from too far away. It's only a 5-meter radius, and if they turn their backs, it's even shorter than that. If he could close the gap more, he guarantees it. He took the 50-50. 1v5 now for Alamal.
It's not happening. I mean, Alamal may have the most clutches on G2, but he's not going to win a 1 versus 5. The first round of defense for Secret is flawless, and they look very happy about that. We're seeing the energy out of Doom that we have seen before, the sinister look in his eye that we saw when he was crushing the dreams of his opponents throughout the rest of this bracket. And what a round from him as well. Savage coming into support was perfect, and a shotgun jump out from Noah. Everyone from Secret playing their part.
It's an awkward situation for Loira to be in, because if you spend too much time chasing the recruit instead of train, backup will arrive. But if you start challenging him too early with the flash missing, you're gonna lose the gunfight most likely. So it's really a matter of you gotta find the perfect amount of aggression versus waiting. And I'm not gonna lie to you, they didn't have much time because Secret reacted so quickly to the push. They were there to strike with his team immediately.
But June played it so well, just holding his position, not letting that Blitz get that free kill. And then, of course, Savage coming in to support as well.
He was reinforcing the wall. He's literally mid-reinforcement. Blitz jumps to the window and he's like, guys, I need help.
A lesser player would cack their pants hearing that.
They would make the wrong mistake, the wrong decision there, just die, and then the round is wide open for G2.
5 seconds left.
And I mean, let's say that was Secret from 3 rounds ago. They lose that round, 100%. But because they found the success after the tag timeout, because they showed up with confidence in server, they could play that round correctly. Had they played scared, that would not have worked.
Dead right.
There's the Monty.
Yep. Blitz doesn't work. Well, we've got other shields in the bank we can bring on out. This time it's Alamal.
It's been a big talking point for myself. I think the story for G2 since 2023, or even before that with Alamal, is that sometimes he shows up to lead the team and sometimes he's just there to bait his team. He has been the leadership figure of this roster every single match, either on the scoreboard or in the server strategically. When you give him the Monty, it's when he gives enough mental space to himself, not to worry about the gunfights and down to different angles. You can say, guys, this is a gap. That's the weakness. Breach this wall, go over here. You're going to see them play much more together right now, a little bit slower pace, because I'm also control who does what right now.
So G2 can slowly figure out how they're going to play this. The Monty to march on forward. It's Alamal, and he spots out the mute player. Out goes the Nitro Cell. Alamal actually takes a surprising amount of damage from that. But Mowgli on the retreat will fall to Loira. Beautiful long angle from the rappel.
Perfect angle. So you're waiting for Element to say, hey guys, go on the window, cut him off, and they get the perfect setup again. So if you give G2 time to breathe without any counterplay, they will pick this apart step by step. The thing is, what can you do with Secret right now? There's one C4 in the pocket, the shield is now gone.
Oh no!
The grenade, Noah just full commits to the angle, doesn't pay off.
Noah overstayed his welcome there as the nade went off. I like the idea. Oh, meanwhile, Joom, he has been the difference maker for Secret today. Big kill, however, at Monty marching on forward. He has a Nitro in pocket. He needs to take the fight first with Stumpin, who cleans house. G2 fighting back on their attack. And another round for them means that we're once again even on the scoreboard.
I mean, what kind of shot is this, right? It's like, just give Stumpin red boxes. And I'm saying, hey, Stumpin, there's a guy over here, guy over there. Beam bump boom cleans up easily. And you see the clear vision. Use the Ivana pellets on the mirror window. Okay, there's a guy in Pixel Shield. Let's grenade the Pixel Shield. Monty walks up, shatters the mirror window. It means that G2 will have maybe 3 or 4 different ways to solve the same problem, and they'll always have a backup plan. That's why you ban the Monty. This is literally why almost every single team has done this against them.
The funny thing about that Monty is you can just go back to first principles when you've got him available. You don't have to play all of the other aspects of the map. You don't have to say, okay, we simplify. Simplify. March on LML, call out for our teammates, and we will find those kills. We will cut off those players. It's simple siege, and G2 know it well. And they can continue bouncing between these different shield operators. We haven't seen the Blackbeard, we haven't seen this Fuse. We may well. The Blitz making a return here, this time for Alamau. And while he has no kills, he was worth so much in that last round on Montaigne.
What G2 did last time against Furious, they played few shields because they banned the Blitz and the Monty. And they were just kind of like Team Secret did. They ignore the VIP player, they drop the hatch, they go for plant. Now that Animal is on the Blitz, you can actually go in and challenge the VIP player because of flashbang in close quarter combat and there is no Warden. This gives G2 another way to attack this bomb site that they've yet to show at this event, really. So we know they have the Aurora strat, where they close off VIP door. We know they got the Fuse strat, where they ignore VIP entirely. Now they got the Blitz strat, where they can fight VIP. Secret have to be very proactive in this round and communicate, guys, what operators do they have and what kind of strategies could they actually execute with. Because G2, they keep bringing so many different options.
The same can be said here for Secret. There's no Brava pick from G2 coming up against the Maestro Echo combo. This is all about the late round here, Pengu. Yeah. Not only have we got those, we've got Smoke and Goyo. It's all about area denial, all about plant denial.
If you can save both Dokkaebi calls from Blast for the execute, that's going to give you a significant advantage. And with Secret having 0 roaming presence, there's been no need to spend any of them for the roam clear. And I think this is one of the big mistakes that teams sometimes make. Guys, let's play passive operators, let's bunker up. They don't even try and fake the roam. If you sprint up on 0 seconds and a drone sees you, guys, up white stairs, up red stairs, let's look for him. You spend more time roam clearing. G2 had good drone information. They're doing full burn destruction at 1 minute 45 left in the round. If they wanted to, they could literally start executing in 10 seconds from now with too much time for Team to keep an eye.
And when you've got aggressive players, like, well, everyone from G2, and aggressive operators like that Blitz, then you can time that Dokkaebi call with aggression. And then it's too late for all of this plant denial.
I am very sure they're going to try and go for a pick. Adrian instant inside of VIP backside. Yoka drone spent early. It's very expensive because you lose it early. So this thing, you can smoke off, push your IP, take down Adrian, then you play 5v4. If you two can get there, that should be enough, honestly.
And how nice would it be to have that Yokai drone over on the Blitz? Here comes the push in. Doki goes down, but Alamau with the Blitz will continue marching on forward. Spotted by Mowgli, who did find the opening kill. Leaving G2 bloodied, he will fall back.
Bit of a surprise that Doki walked first, not the Blitz. He suffers the fate of the shotgun. And they don't get that much advantage because Blast died as well. And now that you lost Dokkaebi, I mean, now the util works against you. The Maestro Evil Eye's a problem, Yokai a problem. Secret, just don't overstep your limit. This guy might be in trouble. Ooh.
No!
Oh, the echo.
How does Alamau get knocked back like that? It's the Yokai drone to support, and it comes in to secure a second kill here for Secret, leading just Loira. The last remaining player, he sees the Yokai drone. He's not able to shoot it as of yet. He has to fall back, worried about aggression from behind him. The round is lost for G2, and Jim on the Yokai has been so valuable. Finally, the concussion comes on out, but the Elder of Noah is ready for it. An impact grenade from way downtown, And Secret, once again, take the lead.
I think there are two very small mistakes from G2 that sadly have a massive consequence in that round. Essentially, Blast dies early, Doki doesn't go off. Secondly, the Blitz does not go in first, and of course Doki dies behind him. I'm not sure if Elema was afraid of a Yokai drone stun and he was going to die in the Blitz, so therefore Doki baits it instead. I'm not sure what the plan was, but I do think other things could have been done there differently, just to keep the players alive. Hey, do they get that kill cleanly onto Adrian? The rounds become so much easier. They can just go Freezer afterwards, go for a plant, Doki call for the plant deny. The round is over, strategically speaking. Monty being banned out, zero surprise, honestly. If I wasn't busy yapping about something else, I would said they should ban the Monty because it will be a problem for them.
Yeah, and straight off the back of that Monty ban from Secret, G2 are going to call that tactical timeout. Time for Romalio to get around it. Once again, it's the story of the Brazilian coaches, by the way. Twister on the Secret side. I'm sure he's got plenty to say. The final ban coming out from G2 was that Castle, so we do end up seeing the Castle as army ban. Mira's still in. What is Romalio calling for this upcoming round?
So what happened last round, just check I was going to say Blast pretty much walks in main door and dies way before the execute is ready to go. And that right there is just disaster. Very, very small thing, and again, massive consequence in the round.
I love the way that Doom aggressively used the Yokais as well. Noah's hunting for Pokemon with those impact grenades. And man, just look at the energy from Secret. It's not every day of the week that we get to see these guys on the main stage, but I am absolutely loving it. I mean, this team has been competing at the top level for a very long time. We've seen them at events before. You know, Montreal, they made it to the top 8. Even Manchester, they made it to the top 8. They failed to qualify for EWC last year. An early exit in Boston from 6 Invitational, getting first rounded, a very surprising one at that. And of course, that was what spurred them to bring on Mowgli and Noah, make those roster changes, get rid of long-running players such as Virtue. But this is the furthest they have ever gone for all of these players. Not a single one has made it to a semi-final, let alone a grand final before.
5 seconds to go.
We finally see them in what we call peak form. Those first 3 rounds, they were hard to watch, James, because it's one of those cases where you get inexperienced players in a big final match and they're kind of just crumbling under the pressure. I mean, mind you, this means the world to these players. I mean, the idea of winning a trophy, everyone's got the dream. Very few get to reach that as reality. When you finally get there, are you ready for it? Because you're being tested. Are you good enough? It's the hard facts right now.
You play with a lot of different players, Pengu, and I feel like there's something that we see as viewers, the difference between a player that is a great player and a player who's got it, who's got what it takes when it comes to a high-pressure environment. I mean, how many times have we seen insanely big players, even you know, those with a legacy like Shaiko, get into big grand finals and just shit the bed?
The big thing is, I think everyone's allowed to shit the bed on like a single map, but if you shit the bed once, you don't mentally recover from it, and the entire final is gonna be like that, that's the brutal one. It's the ability to mentally reset and compose yourself when you're not having the best game of your career. I think it was Foltz in the podcast content earlier saying, I trust my teammates, we're all good and bad games, and it's true. But how you can play and how much value you bring, that's the big thing. Dogi finds value, opening onto Noah, Nate's going out and right out the counter. He doesn't see him, he missed him. He was right there.
You're hungry for this, Savage. You've already gone for it 2 times. Mowgli punishes an over-aggressive Alamau who, for some reason, decided it was a good idea to swing inside. And Secret, well, they well and truly are controlling this round. G2, what is going on?
Yeah, they're kind of playing offbeat right now if you're G2. That step-by-step action no longer is easy because the Monty has been banned away. No shields in this round. Bit of a TDM match, and Blast wins out that engagement. It's back to even numbers with plenty of time to work for G2, but they gotta slow it down now, play together, work the map. Secret mostly falling back, actually in fact all of them falling back towards the bomb side of dining and mining.
It's yellow ping diff right there, by the way, between Blaz and Doki. And it wasn't even off a drone, it was just off of a player as well. Oh, easy ping, easy wall bang. Blaz has found another one. How does the Frenchman keep unlocking rounds like this? He's going for broke, he's looking for a little bit more. There's just 2 more players to find from Secret. Rounding that corner, it's Mowgli who aggresses into him and finds that kill. A big headshot. The Frenchman taking down his countrymen on the opposite side, and we settle into a 2 versus 2.
Blazo was stepping so good, finding the 2 pieces to surrender his own body shortly after. Now G2 again don't have numbers advantage and less information, no drones to work with really. They gotta go together, Stumpin and Doki, the roommates. Plays together, lives together, and usually wins together.
15 seconds to do it. Mowgli's revealed his position by taking shots. Joom, man, he has been unreal today, and he and Mowgli together will put Secret on map point. G2 have no response.
Secret have flipped the script right now and taken full control. G2 trying to play fast pace, a little bit disrespectful, and it works out to start things off. Then it falls apart. Early nade from Alamau doesn't make sure nobody's in that room. He gets pushed on out, forced onto the window rappel, and then dies shortly after. Blast, great job on the first pick, great job here, then overheats. Swings this hallway unnecessarily. Nobody to help him, no trade. And you lose everything that you just gained with those earlier kills.
Did he stare down the camera?
It felt like it.
Mowgli. Wow. G2 picked this map, by the way.
That they did. That they did. I mean, to be fair, G2 have had what I would call mixed results in Café. Yeah, they've played it. They've done well. They've beaten all the Brazilians here. They sent all 3 Brazilian teams in playoffs home, in fact. But it wasn't a confidence-inspiring win against Furia on Café where I'm going like, yeah, they should pick it again.
No, it really wasn't. On the flip side, I mean, Secret, they've only had confident wins. Their very first map, if you remember, was actually the first map that we casted at EWC. Secret taking on the reigning champions, the 3-timers, Falcons.
Yeah.
And what an upset it was when we saw Secret knock those guys down to the lower bracket, eventually to be eliminated by SSG. Who would have thunk it that they would make it all the way to the grand final?
If I recall correctly, that was also a bit of a slow start from Secret. Being a bit scared, nervous in the server, but they found their stride, and in overtime they came out on top looking a lot better.
Yeah.
8-6 if I could recall correctly.
It was 8-6. In fact, it's the only overtime map that we've seen from Secret. It's the closest any team has been to beating Secret at this tournament, was Falcons in their very first match. Every single other game from Secret has been, well, for the most part, a convincing win.
Yeah, definitely.
A 7-2 W7M. They had a 7-3 on the first map against SSG. The closest any other team has gotten was SSG's 7-5 on Bank.
And they started 6-1 or 6-2 as well, so Secret could have closed that earlier had
They could have.
Oh, okay. Now we're just playing the Skylight Mowgli. Let's relax here for a second, bud.
Mowgli does not believe in relaxing. Savage, I don't know where that Nitro Cell was from, but a big kill. Blaz also taken down, though, by, well, that C4. And Joom, of course, was found by G2. So we end with even numbers, but I think Secret is still just oozing confidence.
The C4 was from laundry room downstairs towards cocktail window rappel.
Of course
so
it
a nice little vertical angle there to cut off the rotation player on the rappel. After round, the G2 now looking a little bit like Secret in their attacks, forced to struggle to enter the building. Oh, they make their push and get shut down.
God damn, Mowgli! Another kill, another 2K, and perhaps G2 are on their way out. It's Loira. He's certainly going to need to be a demon here, but I think Secret, well, they look quite like exorcists. 4 versus 1, as G2 just have this one lonely player hiding, baiting, waiting for someone to swing him. What a way to kick off a grand final. A lot of people were sitting back wondering, how on earth could the Dark Horses take on G2? Well, you have your answer. Team Secret with the upset on Café. And the underdogs take the lead in the series.
Hey, I gotta say it. Since the rehost, Alamau went 0-6 and went quietly into the night on the attacking side. Didn't have the waste in the building, didn't have the mid round, and Mowgli got to a point where he got so confident he was swinging every single angle, being so disrespectful, but winning almost every single fight.
Another map goes by, and Team Secret are still undefeated at EWC. Nobody can take a map off of these underdogs. They are a dark horse like no other, and to think that they are the youngest roster at the tournament, they continue their reign even against an opponent as prestigious and a player as prodigious as Stompin'. G2 need to bounce back, but thankfully for them, this ain't a BO1. Nah, it ain't even a BO3. This is a best of 5, baby.
They got all the time to work with. The next stop will be Clubhouse, a much more fundamentally sound map that 1, 2, 3, the ABC strategically, and I think Elamau will surely wake up for that one.
Oh, he's going to have to. Thankfully, our analysts are well and wide awake and ready to break that down.
We absolutely are more than wide awake. We were shooketh awake, if I do say so myself. This was G2's map pick. We had an expectation that they're going to hit the ground running. You're going to get your own map pick under your belt because of how the map veto went. But no, Secret break them.
Yeah, and with the way that this map started, it was going to look like G2 would have a good start on that. But then once it hit those 3 rounds, Secret actually did really well to salvage that beginning half. The momentum definitely in their favor going into that second half as well. Some of these individual players just always have at their crosshair where it needs to be. When you're looking at Mowgli moving through a hallway, for example, he just knows where the opponent's going to be and has that crosshair placement ready.
I can't hear you, so I'm going to keep talking while they fix that.
Anne is the GOAT. Thank you for giving me your microphone. Look, I'm glad you brought up Mowgli because I wanted to highlight that he started off really, really slow. Secret as a whole started off slow, but I wonder if that came down to Mowgli having a bit of a slower start than usual. He didn't get a kill for 4 rounds, and he's one of those players that makes big impact plays. And straight after he got a kill, they went on a massive streak. So I think Mowgli was a big part of that resurgence for Team Secret. And of course, a little bit of defensive sidedness on Café as well.
It's also really interesting that you're bringing up Mowgli because coming into this game specifically, when we had that interview with Lax as the team was walking in, you know, Lax like, yo, Mowgli, like, how are you feeling? He was like, yeah, you know, my first final. And Leo on the desk said it himself. He was like, oh, Mowgli looks a little shaky. He's like a little bit in his own head. But I think that really then comes to the point where after you've already played a couple of rounds then on that first map, you realize, wait, it's not that deep. Like, we got this. And that's when he came online, and that's when you're seeing Secret, as you mentioned, everybody just following right behind him.
That's the worst part because you see in some finals, some players can't get out of their own head for maps. And you're like, by that point, it's too far gone. Thank God it's a best of 5 so you can get your feet a little bit, catch your breath. He only took a few rounds. Like I said, it was 4 rounds. He finally got his first kill and he went, oh yeah, as Ginny said, it's actually not that bad to be out here.
Yeah, and G2 as well. I mean, we have to highlight them regardless either way, and Stompin, one of the players that we're going to have to continue highlighting and continuing hammering home how much this player is doing for G2.
Yeah, that 4K, absolutely amazing what we saw from him there. However, if you look at the rest of his stats in the other rounds, he wasn't really getting as many kills every single round to really consistently put up something for his team. We're not used to seeing that from him. We're used to seeing a way better performance to really put those numbers on the board. Something we saw yesterday as well with that MVP coming out from him. There are still plenty of maps though. Like you say, it sometimes takes a little bit of time to wake up and get out of your own head, and I'm sure he will do that.
I'm a little mad that Doki stole the ace. Yes. I think we can all sit here and safely say that was completely unnecessary, and I could see Doki laughing afterwards, but I promise you, because you both live alone, when you get home, you and Stompin are having a chat because that was going to be a clip and a half. That was going on the Twitter, that was going on all the socials, so be careful, Doki, when you get home, buddy.
Actually, I think it was you who mentioned it earlier, Anne, where you're like, it looks like people are watching the game of G2 like with the finger hovering over that clip button, because whenever something happens, 5 seconds later, it's on social media. Like, people are so tuned in and dialed into this game. And I think for a player like Stompin, especially when it comes to that lack of competitive experience that we've seen from this player, it could potentially put on any pressure. And I think maybe if this was any other player that could have, you know, crumbled under that pressure, but he doesn't.
No, any other player, yes, but Stompin, no. I mean, he said it in interviews before as well. He's used to playing in front of tens of thousands of viewers, together with Gen.G, for example, as well, in those streams. He's used to people talking bad about the way he plays. Like, if he performs something bad on stream, people will respond to that in the Twitch chat. So this doesn't really get to him on a level like that.
But they have to stay level-headed. They have to keep themselves in this competition because they need to win that next map, which, you know, is a map that they don't ever actually let go through in the veto. So quick final thoughts before we throw it to break.
All I can say is that there are a lot of rookies out there and everyone needs to step up their game, shake off the nerves.
Yeah, it is obviously an opportunity for Secret, given that they wanted to pick this map. G2 have not played it. It's been their permaban in the last 2 months, but we have seen these curveballs before, where it turns out the team actually has been playing it and they're willing to bring it out.
Yeah, and if there's any events where we can be expecting curveballs, it's here at EWC, but we're going to be heading over to a quick break, and we'll be back with the second map of this best of 5 series.
I'ma get. Bro, I have to. Shut thing here, bro.
I got my mirror, guys.
Guys, any impact to Zofia? Zofia, dining window. On-site window, guys. Shield.
Drop sight. No, cigar shield. Shield cigar, not sight.
Okay.
I'm on hell window, hell window, hell window.
Guys, I can see for if he's there.
Oh, hell window.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on the hell window. He made a hell window.
That is your team's secrets. Undefeated as they continue what has been an unprecedented run here at the Esports World Cup. I'm Dev, and Pengu, my God.
Yes, sir.
You said something to me just before we went live. Now, can you tell everyone what it was?
Well, one of two things will happen today. Either G2 falls flat on their face and will be embarrassed in the grand finals, or we'll have a banger BO5 on our hands.
And I'm telling you something, there is no way that G2 goes quietly into that good night. Absolutely no way. I have a feeling, I have this little itch.
They're gonna show up.
It needs to be scratched, and G2 certainly need to fight back here. But of course, next we go to Clubhouse. As the analyst said, this is not a map that G2 like to play.
No, maybe not historically, but I think going into this event, with how they are able to play on other maps, I see the vision. I see the fundamentals, the team play, the cohesion, the good timings. I do think Clubhouse can be a decent map for them, but it comes down to leadership again. It comes down to Alamau, the guy who was very quiet on the scoreboard on Café, has to show up strategically in the server. Again, since the rehost, after the third or fourth round or whatever, Alamau was 0-6, did nothing on the attack in half. On Clubhouse, you don't gotta get kills, you just gotta lead.
But for Team Secret, with every step they take, it's one step closer to the trophy. One step closer than they have ever been before. G2 stands in their way as we get into the second map.
Operator bans, very important on Café. We saw both teams play so well around it. Might just be a boring one though. I can smell a bandit, Kaid ban, and double heartbeat from a mile away, and I think this one might be it unless... No, they're gonna do it, James. Let's watch this.
It's gonna be
Ace.
Bandit.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Mira. Okay,
Mira.
we're not
close
the money.
You're right about the double hard breach.
Yeah.
Thermite and Maverick left on in, of course, as well as Team Can openers. Team Secret starting on that attacking side. G2 choosing to go to defense first. They're not going to have the Kaid, not going to have the Mira.
Mira smart.
No. But what they will have is Bandit if they go upstairs, and if they go downstairs, well, plenty of other operators to make this interesting.
So one of the things you can do here is, if you leave the mirror open, you can play Tuberao and mirror trick the exothermic charges in the thermite, or pre-place the mirror window, open them, and then impact trick the can openers, which means you can't really get the wall opened up. The other option is, of course, you ban the mirror. Now the bandit is open, but you got to do some verticality, Sophia stuns, grenades, caps of fire. You have many more ways to deal with that issue.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably why Secret opted for the mirror ban instead.
Of course, also Secret only have to deal with the bandit on the bomb sites where he's useful, which is fewer than the bomb sites where the mirror is useful.
Also a good point. So I definitely think there's a smart choice here from the side of Secret. We've seen a lot of teams falter to the mirror window shenanigans on the exterior walls, and it's a bad way to go out.
It really is. For this round though, G2 starting off in the basement. Hello, that's a free drone. And immediately a mute jammer to go down. Loira loitering upstairs with plenty of mute jammers to support him. The roam clear will likely come from Doom. Never mind, it won't come at all because he's been taken down by Stumpin very early on. A very curious choice. Perhaps a missed drone or a miscommunication from Team Secret as G2 kick things off with a free kill.
Like the early extension, Stumpin had the hatch open. He is now fallen back and had that option of whenever he feels the pressure is too much, he can just dip away. Secret are opting for a full roam clear. Blitz upstairs top floor. But because G2 already got the opening pick, they've gotten much more value than they actually desired. They can fall all the way back, play 5v4 by the bomb site. When you do this kind of extensive roam from G2, you have 3 different reasons to fall back. One is that you have burned enough time on the clock, you killed enough drones, or you've gotten the kill. Those are the 3 big things that you're looking for. So when you get the early pick, especially Dokkaebi, get back downstairs and don't throw this lead away.
And so you can see on the UI, everyone from G2 is back downstairs. Team Secret are getting to work on this floor. Savage, the shield, of course, that's a bit of an elephant in the room. Stomping around on the ground floor. We talked a lot about the shield play on the first map. Team Secret were forced to just try and use that the fuse rather, to the best ability that they could. They didn't really like that Blackbeard, but of course now the Blitz is open, Savage is going to go for it. A lot of ways you can use it, particularly dropping down the hatch. One thing I'm curious of is, well, Team Secret, you don't have Hibana, you don't have Ace, and there's still a Vulcan canister on the kitchen hatch. Ooh. No impact trick successful though from Stompin', and so massive hole in the defense on Church. Oh, big kill from Stompin'. Savage takes a little bit of team fire, but doesn't seem to matter as the fire goes out on site, and Secret are finding all of the kills. Mowgli's turned it on. Oh my god!
Mowgli!
Mowgli! What a 4K is that? This man's got his W key taped down, and he's so goddamn good. He stood up so hard that his bloody keyboard and headphones fell out. Oh, that is one way to make a statement if you're Secret.
Walks in, finds the gap, gets the kill, the one-tap, surprising himself, keeps moving on forward, and the exact same aggression, the confidence that we saw being built up on Café is starting here in the very first round. Make that 2. And the one-tap 3.
3. Bang.
There it goes. Doom cannot believe it. A single man has won the round for his entire team.
And to think that this guy was on Wolves for years, making it to these international events, almost every single one. In fact, I think they were one of only 2 or 3 teams that made it to every single global final in 2023. And then just slowly they got closer and closer to making a real difference. SI24, they were knocked out by the Australians of Team Bliss of all teams. And then eventually they disbanded. They dropped that entire French roster who went their separate ways. Of course, most of them formed BDS, the now BDS roster. Mowgli, the odd one out. He was the star fragger of that roster who is known for being a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
He was so hot and cold on Wolves, but he was by far and away the best player, the top fragger. He's found a home on Secret, and my god, he looks comfortable here.
The whole team has now embraced Mowgli's playstyle and presence in the server, and it fits. It's much better fit with this roster. And that's the thing, you have a good player in the wrong team, and you'll just be that, a good player. Put a good player in a great team, you'll become a great player, because you can all work together. Aggression kicks up, Mowgli is still firing, Blitz behind him for support. Yes, they've taken damage, but Team Secret, they strike first, they get the opening kill.
G2 do want to keep fighting back, but it's not looking hot for Doki. A little bit too hot, perhaps, as the fire forces him back to retreat. Alan out looking to try and find a first kill here for G2 as he scrapes away with Noah's scalp. Secret quick to try and respond, but everyone from G2 has slunk back into the rafters and gone back downstairs into the basement.
Team Secret won the previous round because they did the off-pace play. Basically, they attacked the bomb site before it made any logical sense for G2. They were not prepared for it. When that happens a single time, G2 will not keep that in mind. Guys, watch the gaps because Mowgli might just walk in because he's being a little bit silly. It shouldn't work a second time. And with both Doom and Mowgli low on HP, it won't be comfortable for them. They have an inkling that somebody's here. I think Savage has the right read. The wallbang misses, but they're all there. The whole team showed up, and they secure the free kill onto Alamau.
And that is beautiful. I don't know whether there was a drone place that Noah was watching.
In Cash, there was
Garage.
a drone from Noah.
In Cash.
So they saw him go to catwalk, they never saw him leave
saw
catwalk.
him leave.
Yeah.
That's good play. And I mean, even Noah falling early, worth his weight in gold.
I like
Have
this.
a look at this from Blaz.
Rat play. Again, it might work.
Oh, that's no! Good night! Blaz does somehow steal Secret. And hey, I won't mind that. Finding one kill, the Blitz no less. It's a 2 versus 3 here for G2.
Can they find it though?
These plays,
It's been a bit of a rat round, right? They've been walking around, hiding, doing different things. It hasn't worked out. Now they gotta go to 2v3, but like 3 separate players across both teams on solo health that 1 bullet will make the difference.
There's a lot of time to work with though for Secret. And here comes the push in from Adrian. He's snuck all the way back. Stompin retreats behind the Kiba barrier in this AK's position. Adrian wants to try and find him.
Oh, the smoke.
Oh, that smoke is perfection. But hold on a second. Because Stompin is keen to make a play, hiding just on the other side of the smoke. Mowgli's found a third, and Stompin is the last one remaining. What can the young prodigy do? Is this his moment? With 3 players waiting, that diffuser goes down. He sees 2 of them, but he doesn't land any shots, and these Kiba barriers are making it so difficult. Mowgli's hunting for more, but he goes down. Keep in mind, Juma's low HP, and Stompin is still full. And my god, does he have a weapon in his hands. That Vector with the ACOG. He's got to isolate these fights.
He doesn't know about the corner now. He knows, though, they're going to peel back.
How does he win this? There's no line of sight to be used. They stack up together, and June finds the kill. It's back-to-back on the attack for Team Secret.
The 2v1 played nicely. They recognize, guys, we don't have a post plan. The walls are closed off, but we play together. One guy standing, one guy crouched, fight together. Stomping can't take us both down. It won't be like Café. It will not be that 1v5 type vibe. It's been bloody. It's been messy. It's been TDM-y.
It has.
I love it. Because both teams are just full... Oh my god, that wallbang is ridiculous, by the way.
Mowgli is just seething confidence right now. G2 are trying to fight back the best way. They know how to meet and match this aggression, but it's not working. Especially not when that blitz is on the board. Even that aggressive play from Blaz and Kitchen, it seemed like a nice idea. It was risky, but that's the G2 way. It doesn't work when it's a blitz coming up against you. Even though he found one, it wasn't enough. And now Romalio has a few choice words. This is the 3rd round of the game, by the way. And we're already seeing a tactical timeout from G2.
It's starting to feel a little bit like Space Station versus Team Secret, where once Secret figure out the tempo of the round, there's no coming back from it. G2 are trying their best, I think, to match the aggression of Secret right now, saying, you're going to go fast, we're going to go fast as well. You can't run, away from us. You can't keep up, essentially. It might be time to do the opposite. Play trap operator, say, okay, if you want to go fast, we're going to have these countermeasures. When you go past this door, this line in the sand, then we have an advantage, and we'll fight you there. Right now, G2 are taking any fight anywhere on the map. They might even start saying, we'll fight them in this room, but not that room. Because they're taking 50-50 against Mowgli, who's 7-1. And he is literally in front of the Blitz on the entry. Yeah. Not behind the Blitz, in front of him.
And I feel like with every game Secret plays, it calls into question everything that has subsided so far at EWC, right? We've talked about that first match that they had in the group stage, 8-6 over Falcons. Falcons were the favored team. Of course, Falcons knocked Secret out of the playoffs in EML to steal their spot in the grand final of that tournament. That was a big rematch, and Secret were like, wow, this is revenge. This is what they've been looking for. And then the next match, 7-2 over W7M, the reigning major champions. Okay, it's a bit of an upset. Maybe W7M were off their day. And then 2-0ing Apex Best in Weibo. We're like, okay, well, maybe Weibo just, didn't look so good that game, even though they had already beat DZ. And then another 2-0 over SSG, who have been in peak form. At what point do we say, hold on, Secret, they are the real deal?
It almost feels like Secret have flown under the radar because they've not played very many games, actually. G2 played much more, going lower bracket, playing more best of threes, playing third maps in those best of three series. Just flying through it, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, flawlessly, no big deals here. We've seen so little from them, it feels like we can't fully judge them yet. And we're in the grand finals. And what we gotta judge them from right now is that they're pretty damn good.
Yeah. But this is the first time we're seeing this really aggressive Secret. It's the first time we're seeing Mowgli just say, all right, guys, you know what I might do? I might just kill everybody.
It's a staple of his, but again, doing it against the best, that's the challenge. G2, they're sitting back, they're waiting for them to get to the right spots, then they strike first a C4, it clipped the ceiling, doesn't quite get out of there, but they got the Fenrir, they got gadgets, they got layers to this defense. Secret either gotta cut off the rotations, the fallback, which they haven't. G2 at 1 minute 30 said, we don't care any longer, that's the timer, we're gonna fall back to the side and play that 5v5.
Mujamma taken down, it's been slow from Secret. Another drone spotted, Loira, though has not been yet detected by Team Secret. And Doki's going to play aggressively to try and bait a little bit for his teammate. The fire, the shots to try and allow the aggression in from Loira. He goes and finds Mowgli. Busy on the drone for Flores. He's a fall victim of Loira, who still holds on to his position, by the way, and hungry for more. SMG 11 in hand, a flashbang to suppress him. Another one to follow here from Joom. Loira cannot see a damn thing, but he still hasn't been eliminated, and he finds another kill! Joom eventually puts him to rest, but the damage has well and truly been done.
Yeah, a great play from Loira, but again, Secret a little bit too quick to get up those angles. They got the Glory of Fire, they got good positions. Again, Secret are going to be locked out of this one. Forced into offense, forced into crossfires. They got to hit some miracle shots in this one.
And Joom gets that diffuser back again. This needs to be explosive, Pengu.
They gotta
G2 have the numbers advantage. Secret are going for broke, but Alamau with the fire and with the Vector. G2 put the site on lock and find their first round of Clubhouse.
Finally. And I mean, honestly, Secret there, they didn't have a chance. The fire is there, gotta sprint through it. You don't have time to wait because of what happened earlier. I really liked how they got into the 5v5 for both teams. G2, they said, okay, we don't care about the room, we'll play the side. Secret recognized it, okay, let's take the map space for free, and then they barely breach the connector wall, start Flores droning, and leave Flores as the only guy there on drone. And Laura walks on him, gets the freebie. Had they waited 3-5 more seconds and Laura makes the play, Laura dies for nothing. Had they waited 3-5 more seconds and Laura doesn't make the play, it's a standstill, 5v5 still, anybody's round. So it comes down to the details again. Mowgli first round, created the gap, created space, won the round. Laura did the exact same thing in reverse there on defense.
And yet how good is it, the way that G2, when they make those solo plays, they're actually not solo.
No, that's the big thing. G2 would do this 6 months ago, they'd be trolling because there's no plan in motion. But we saw, not sure it was Doki, but operator.
It was Doki on the Azami, it was so genius.
On Mastador, walks in, supporting Loira. They make the play to he walks up because he shoots it on. He falls back, saying, guys, we're not here. Laura makes the play.
Laura's got to vault that rotate hole, right, from office, and that's going to make a hell of a lot of noise. So Doki is shooting, suppressive fire, it masks the sound, and then like you said, Doki runs away, they think, oh, it's clear. It's just, it's the subtlety of Siege.
Yeah.
Little moments like that are not to be underestimated.
It's all about communication. I think a lot of people go, oh yeah, but every player would always do that. And as I can tell you right now, they wouldn't. A lot of people don't make that communication. You don't say, hey, bait for me, hey, make some sound. And whether it's Doki saying, hey, Laura, let's make a play, or Laura saying, Doki makes a noise, we'll never know, unless we ask the players. But the matter of fact is, someone said the right thing, and they did the right play.
When you play a game like Siege, you don't have the time to communicate, oh, I'm going to do this, and you're going to do this, and then we're going to, no, you just have to say, make noise for me. Here we go, Loira, stomping. He's hungry for more. Oh, look at this from Alamau. He's shut down, but there's a second kill. No! Noah finds them both, supported by Savage on the blitz. It's a hammer and anvil. Oh no, Stompin gets the down, but not the kill confirmed. Is he able to find it from inside a garage? He can impact the wall and look for that kill.
He wants it so bad.
He goes for it with the impact grenade, worried about the blitz. The wall bang from Joom is perfection. It all comes down to Doki. Hang on a second, how is he still in stock? He finds one, a 1v2. Where are you going, Adrian? Joom, where are you going? He's got the diffuser. Savage needs to close the distance.
Oh, he missed!
He missed! And the pistol flash from Savage. A 1v1 that Secret will happily take. A calamitous round. Back and forth. What is going on?
One of the most, I don't know, chaotic Clubhouse I've seen in a very long time. From 2 Europeans nonetheless. Hipfire kills, flank dropping. The double push here is good because of being pushed from bar from the blitz of Savage. So either you fight the Ying who has the gun, or you fight the blitz who has the flash.
This is like pro players playing casual, where there's only 1 minute on the round and the defenders are just sending it.
And they have no microphones. I mean, Adrian runs straight below Doki where he killed his teammate, dies to a hipfire, misses the melee button, by the way. It's so chaotic that no one is really able to have a clean round because you gotta match the chaos.
Yeah.
If G2 aren't playing aggressively into this, they'll be overrun by Secret. They have to get a bit silly. And it could have been, it wasn't. It's exciting though, because Clubhouse, always spoken of as a, I'm not gonna say a boring map because it's my favorite one. Strategical, slow-paced, ABCs, the first, the second, the third. So it's very classic Rainbow Six-esque style. This has been anything but that. And it's not like the teams are not reinforcing the walls and setting up. There's a very clear vision from these defenses of G2. The Goyo fire, the castle barricades, etc. But they end up having to just fight it out in the server, one-to-one. Yeah, also, first time both teams playing Club at this event, I believe, which means there's not a lot of VOD to go from.
No, not at all. I'm actually having a look back at the last time that G2 played Clubhouse, and I'm having to go really far back. It wasn't in the last 90 days, I can tell you that.
Oh, really? So not with his roster at all, in fact?
No, not since bringing in Stompin for Uno.
Okay.
The last time that we saw them play Clubhouse was 270 days ago.
Really?
Against Shopify Rebellion, 11th of November that was last year. The last time they won it was even longer ago. It was against Wild last October in the EML. G2 are not fans of this map, and they haven't been for a very long time. Secret picked it, and now they're showing why.
Best of 5, baby. If you got gaps in your maps, this is where they'll be found and exploited.
I can't believe G2 picked Cafe first.
I think it's been I saw a tweet from a person called Hannibal B, a friend of mine.
I know the guy.
He said he felt like Cafe G2 was a fool me once, fool me twice, fool me thrice, and then all of a sudden you get exposed. They've overplayed it. They felt maybe so good because they've beaten great teams on it, but they played it so many times.
They also lost to Furia yesterday, so it's pretty cocky to pick that as your first map of the BO5 here, because I wouldn't be too surprised at this rate to see a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 for Secret.
You're giving them a lot of space to make the plays, that's for damn sure. The Clash doing the work, baiting once more for his team of Loira, teammate rather. I feel like Secret are gonna know what's up though. There's never a solo player from G2. Jum swings the rotate. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't have the read. He's gone on drone, seemingly unnoticed. If you walk through this rotate, you will die. Now, Loira, decision-making time. Do you now chase your target through the rotate yourself, or do you stay in that corner?
I think he's just going to sit here. He's looking very patient at the moment.
But if Monty walks in...
no idea. I think Monty's going to get killed from behind. Mowgli falls. Run. Loira's found his first.
Stay?
Looks for a little bit more, but he can't contest that Monty, so he falls on back. And this is Doki's chance to get aggressive, take the fight to that Montaigne.
Very close room here, Connector and Cash softballed by the bomb side, and no real counterplay. Nomad's dead, no self-destruction. This Clash should be thriving.
Oh, Loira. He's found Jim as well. He's so hungry for more here, aggressing these angles. Savage needs to get aggressive. In fact, he jumps straight on in to CCTV.
Did they plant here?
Looks for a potential plant with Noah covering and Blaz going down. Just maybe. It is possible. There are no nitro cells on the board, but Doki on that Clash is going to make things extremely awkward. We need to see aggression. In comes Noah. He's got the SMG in hand, but he's not likely to find the kill. He spots the Clash, finds one, traded back. It's chaos as Adrian is left in a 1v2. No diffuser planted. He needs to go deep, and Loira, he opens it and closes it for G2 as they reply and get one step closer to evening the score.
Such a disgusting round from Loira. I mean, he is everywhere, fighting all the angles, the crossfires. He doesn't give a damn. I think Loira's recognized that he might just be the single player that can keep up with Mowgli right now in the server from the sheer ridiculousness of how to play these rounds. He is making all these mini plays happen, and it's Doki every single time that he's working around. Asami and Mute on gym defense. Now, Loira himself playing the castle of all operators with the Clash of Doki supporting. He's outside the building half the round. Like, what is this?
I just love that from Loira. He's taking cover outside the building.
I mean, that's just...
testing a window.
The value is so big in that round for him.
Dude's 7 kills deep, by the way. He's caught up with Mowgli.
Who's quiet. Yeah, he's got 7 kills in 2 rounds, by the way. After round 2, he was 7-1.
And on the flip side, Mowgli was 7-1-1 after 2 rounds, and now 7-4-1 has not even done enough damage to warrant an assist.
You said hot and cold.
That's it.
If you get a really consistent, stable team in Noah, Doom, Savage, and Adrian, and then an occasional hot and cold from Mowgli, you are one of the best teams in the world. Yeah. But if you get an average or below average experience from the other 4 players and Mowgli doesn't go hot, you're gonna get probably not a winning team necessarily. And it's why consistency is so important, because consistency around those really crazy players can make or break a team.
Sometimes you just need someone to go for broke, and the thing is, yeah, Secret have Mowgli, but G2 have so many players.
You can name them all. Keep going.
All of them. Yeah. Well, like that.
The only person that I would say the job isn't like that is maybe Blaz and sometimes Alamao.
Even then, Blaz, like last map, he was popping off. On the Lion, going for a lot of entries, playing aggressively. Everyone on G2 is capable.
I think Blaz also had the match MVP in one of the recent matches as well. So he definitely has what it takes. And again, I always say this, Blaz does the job that goes unnoticed and underappreciated in the server. Thankless roll, no one really sees. And then it's, you know, Lyra stumbling to steal the show and be like, oh, I can 1v5 my opponent, I'm the best player. And they kind of are, but they get help from the players like Doki, like Blaz, like Alamao.
Oh, look at this angle from Lyra. I mean, SMG11, and he's contesting that with the hollow side.
A gun is just a gun to Lyra. Doesn't matter which one it is. It's SMG11, a 416 carbine, a DMR. It's all the same. 100 headshot. I will take the gunfight.
We got to chat with Doki on the stage briefly, and he said the same thing about mice.
Yeah.
He was tossing out, which of these mice should I use? And then he says, it doesn't actually matter. It's all mental. All in here.
He's like gaslighting himself. He was very like, he's like, I don't know.
I do love that energy from G2. They're always having fun. Ooh. Except for when Doom is doing that to them. That's a very deep angle. And Doki, well, his mouse didn't save him there. His keeper barriers might have, but he was exposed. And now Secret inching closer to that bomb site.
Yeah, and they got a different win condition than last time. The Monty, there's 2 things you can do. Either you walk into office and take that backbone in control, or you walk into the bomb site door of master bedroom. You can just walk in and plant by the mattress, jump into window, plant by the weights, the walls are reinforced. They got options here for Secret to problem solve. Oh. They're just gonna run in the door, hello?
That's very aggressive.
What? Why?
Something puts a stop to it. Secret are now trailing by a player. How does Savage use this Monty? That's the question. We need the Montaigne to be the first one inside. Blaz still has a gas babe remaining. The final fires are subsiding here for G2. The Secret, as the Grim Bees go out, where is the push going to come from? Hang on, Blaz. Oh, the trade shot. He goes down and finished off, but he's been worse so much. It's all up to Savage, and Stompin farms them all. G2 are back in the game. And as the first half sunsets, G2 have made their comeback.
That they have. They've figured out their problems and adapted quite well. Secret must have thought the mattress position was clear, but I mean, there's a keeper barrier and a double gym wall reinforcement. If I see that setup, I'm going, they gotta try and prioritize that master bedroom mattress position, and they just flashbang and run in. They can go opposite Monty, they can go mastered Monty. The floor is sprint straight in first. I didn't see, but do you think that was Mowgli? Should I check here? I'm gonna check.
The one sprinting inside and dying?
It was Mowgli.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and this is perhaps one of the biggest strength and biggest weakness at the same time. If that's any other player in Mowgli's spot, I don't know if they would make that like, super aggressive play. I think Mowgli was trying to go for an off pace. The Goyo fire canister on the door itself wasn't shot yet by G2, so he just runs on in. He can buy 20 seconds of value, basically.
Yeah, I saw him earlier using his Roteras from Flores to try and clear that Vulcan canister, and I think he missed it.
He must have missed it.
Put it on the wrong side. But not just the Vulcan canister, but also the Dread Mine from Fenrir. It stunned him. As he entered, it was what gave the cue for the defender to swing in.
That's a good point.
So a little bit of an awkward scenario for poor Mowgli.
It's one of those, if it works, you're a genius, and if it fails, you're silly, right? And I respect the fact that he's going for it, but it's one of those...
to be red, though.
I was going to say, like, speaking of, he went 7-1, hasn't gotten a kill since, so he's gotten 7 kills in 2 rounds, then got killed us for 4.
Yeah.
When that happens, you got to recognize, maybe it's time to go for a different approach.
Bomb located by attacker.
Yeah, just maybe.
Now they go side swap, though, so now it's going to be different.
Of course, and that also means that we've had more operator bans come through, and the coaches have had a chance to chat to the team, and, well, it's not too dissimilar to what you expected the first half. It's going to be double hard breach denial, double electricity operators in Kaid and Bandit. Secret are going to get rid of that Montaigne, but not the Blitz. No, they're going to leave that in. They're going to get rid of the Capitao instead, which I think is a good move.
I like this a lot, actually. I think like Monty into Grim and Monty to Capitao would be like my leading picks, personally, because all three of those operators can be played on every single bomb site to very high success, and they play around these pivotal areas, right? Capitao for Catwalk Rafters and CCTV, or Grim.
Yeah. I mean, Monty and Capitao are arguably the two best attackers to clear out Rafters, right?
This, again, simplifies a very delicate situation at times. For basement, the Grim is very nice to have, not being brought this round by G2 because they want other things. They're spread thin. They got Doki for the roam clear on the demos. They got the Ash, either for Mirrors of Destruction, good entry capabilities. You got Execute and Alama on the Ying, then you get Heart and Vertical Destruction and Blast and Stomper. So they got everything they need, but only Doki can really afford to die early. So if there's a roamer, which Mowgli is top floor right now, Doki has to lead the charge. Or maybe Laura and Ash. They can't afford to lose anybody else.
Are they going to hard clear him, though? Because at the moment, it doesn't look like it.
So half clear master bedroom bar. Here goes the window opened up. There is the smoke canister to pop if you want to get some shrouding to cover over and one towards garage. But Mowgli, again, over-aggression, could be punished. He's overstaying his welcome on this one, maybe, because Cadelas are going to be flying out at him. He's got Crossfire from Catwalk Rafters. It's a 2v4.
Mowgli still steals a kill. Whee! Traded by Doki. Perhaps overthinking that one a little bit, but the fight's not done. Doom is still aggressing. He begins to fall on back. Him and Noah together. Wow, that was too close for comfort to spray through the wall. Belief from Alamount doesn't find its target, but very close.
I think it's a decent trade, though. You can always say if Mowgli doesn't swing the door with his phone in his hand, maybe he stays alive, just a kill, whatever. But a 1-for-1 trade, burning as much time as they did, only 70 seconds left on the server, I think this is pretty good for Secret because they got the Glow Fire, they got the Clash Shield. G2 now gotta work overtime and really double up their pace right now. Soft Destruction right now. Get the hatches, Alamau. Where do you want to execute? They got 3 Cadelas and 2 Smoke Grenades to deny any lines of sight and blind their opponents. And there is no Warden for Secret.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to that execute, isn't it?
Yeah.
And of course, when you start executing, there's a couple of things you got to deal with, namely that big Clash holding onto the site. How are you going to deal with that? How are you going to deal with the Vulcan canisters? How are you going to deal with the Keeper barriers? There might just be a gap, but it's being watched here. A solid position here from Noah. Ooh, an impact goes begging. Another peek, though, as the flashes come through. Alamau needs to go big. He goes sprinting forward, but Noah puts him down. G2 might get the plant, but Secret are holding the fort. Stompin's going to cover the cross. As Blaz has confirmed that plan. A swing from Savage. Blaz makes it a 1v1. June, this is your moment. Blaz is holding it down. Low HP. As June bides his time, he's got the red pings, he's got the yellow pings. Blaz has got itchy feet. Can't find anywhere safe to stand. June has got to peek it, and he's got to peek it now. You can't push foot around this anymore. He's got to go deep. He finds the kill, and June clutches the round for Secret.
Incredibly important clutch for June, but he said, you see this check right there, he was shaking that server, not being confident. He had red pings, yellow ping formation, the exact location under lock for Blast, and still, he barely wins out with a pre-fire. Doesn't even see the guy. Not the kind of clutch you want, but the one that you definitely need in that round. I thought we were gonna have finally have a classic Clubhouse simple round. It wasn't.
You thought wrong.
I thought wrong. The second the first Candela popped, it was chaos all the way through.
I thought Stompin was gonna have it on lock from the bottom of the main stairs. I didn't think Blaz would be able to clutch it in the 1v2, and yet he still makes it that 1v1. Doom, though, the energy we've seen from him today, the energy from Savage as well. Secret, they've been on the main stage, but not nearly as much as G2. And for a lot of this roster, this is unfamiliar territory. No player has made it into the top 4 before, and here they are in a grand final. And yet they still have the energy that we expect from a team like G2. Secret are the louder of the two teams here today.
I like this little cheekiness from Secret, the force picking the Clash every single round so far. Like they turn to force, you say, hey, we're gonna ban it. That's when the real strat comes into effect. And when you're Team Secret, you can do a couple different things. For example, what you can do here, ban the Brava, play the Maestro. Those kind of like cheeky things you can do, because almost with 100% certainty, if you keep bringing the Clash and keep winning, G2 has to respect it and take it away. So I'm expecting Secret with a long-term plan for this one. And because they already got the first round victory on the side switch, they have the 4-3. That means they can now, regardless of the result here, still see that long-term plan come to fruition, as they won't lose quickly. It'll be a long Clubhouse game, most likely with how these rounds are playing out. Got the mirror, a C4. I can hear it. I don't know where it is, Adrian, but it's somewhere. They're just waiting right now, watching this breach very carefully. Rawar gate off, Sense wall injured from Stomp. What's happening? They're planting as well. They're all dying though.
This is a cook here, a rush. As Alamal's forcing that plant down, there's still no way to open up that barrier on the wall, and perhaps there might be a ninja defuse here.
1v5.
Azami needs to lock this up. Everyone's throwing bodies. Doki cannot hold the post plant. It was a nice rush from G2, but Secret, they're happy to play it slow. They're happy to play the retake. A monstrous one from them. And they're just 2 rounds away from yet another map in the grand final.
I think this is another great example of Mowgli's value in a team. This guy is usually what I will call overly aggressive. If I was a teammate of Mowgli, I would be stressed because I fall back, please. I don't keep swinging the window, right? Mowgli was so aggressive in Cache and Garage, swinging the windows, checking for angles. He knew there was 0 presence from G2 on that side of the map. And what you can come to the conclusion of with that information is, guys, they're gonna go for a direct bomb set rush. It's why Adrian was a hawk on the mirror window with a pre-placed C4, because they know they have to go for the bomb site. If it was a different player than Mowgli playing on that extension on Cache, who doesn't check those deep angles and goes, oh, they might be in garage, I don't know, I haven't checked it. Because he checks it, because he's so overconfident, he gets information. By knowing what is clear, you know what isn't. Because if no one's in master bedroom side, or if nobody's Cache side rather, they will be master bedroom side.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, this is not at all what I had on my bingo card for today, Pengu. This is This is not G2 just laying down and playing terribly. No, not at all.
It's Secret stepping up to the challenge.
Secret are playing the best Siege we have seen from them. And I'm not just talking here at the tournament, I'm talking EML, I'm talking historically. I'm saying that the roster changes, bringing on Noah and Mowgli just a couple of months ago, wow, that has proven to be successful. Adrian's gone down. I mean, G2 need that. Just quite frankly, G2 need that, not just to keep themselves alive here, but to just earn a bit of respect back. We know you guys are good. That's the best G2 we've seen in years. You can't fold now to Secret, who you've beaten every single time that you've versed in the last, well, all year long. Every single time they played in 2025, G2 have had Secret's number up until now.
You can see G2 respecting the aggression a lot more as well from Secret, expecting Mowgli to go crazy somewhere on the map, holding angles on the windows, applying phantom pressure, opening barricades, and just kind of boxing in Team Secret everywhere they can. For Secret, they've had a mostly linear road to success, right? It's been that aggression, it's been the confidence. If G2 starts shutting that down, they gotta find a different angle strategically, whether it's operator bends, operator selection, bomb site choices. If you can't win your gunfight, you gotta start playing more together, because there has been a lot of individual heroics from Secret. But you can see right now on the bomb side, it's not very comfortable. Adrian died early, no one low on health. You're pretty much relying on Doom, on Clash, to be in the exact right position regarding the push from G2. If they go for connector, Clash has to be there. If they go catwalk, Clash might rotate over. When you play a 4v5 though, you are outnumbered by the attackers. They can effectively be in 5 different spots, Clash can only be in 1 position.
So G2 are just figuring out where are these players. Savage is still holding his position. He looks to go to red.
Look at discipline. G2's just waiting.
Yeah, they are.
And then Doom oversteps.
That's the patience here from G2. Noah will find Doki an aggressive pick, but every player from Secret is under the pump, and G2 are slowly mounting their pressure. Perhaps a kill from Savage. A lot of damage onto Stompin', but immediately G2 rip the rug out from underneath them. 2 quick kills to confirm the round for G2, and they are just 1 behind. 5-4 is the scoreline. Secret still ahead, but G2 not far from them.
Now let's see what the plan is here for Secret, right? They forced the Clash, I think on purpose, to do something cheeky here and force the ban out from G2 and say, guys, we got something else coming, and I'm curious. They're also not instantly banning the operator. They're thinking about it, taking their time. Will it happen? G2 says Clash, and then out comes the Thermite of all operators. Okay.
Interesting. We don't have any hard breaches banned by Secret before.
No.
It was the Monty and the Capitao. I mean, what's the plan with the Thermite ban? You've still got the Ace and the Hibana.
It enables the mute on all the bomb sets, because now mute jammers can single-handedly stop the Ace, the Can Opener, and the Hibana pellets as well. That means that if you're basement and you're roaming, the CC wall, the Jacuzzi wall, that's going to slow you down. When you play top of bomb site, same story. You can clear the damage with a single EMP from some of the windows, grenades.
I wonder if it's about the mirror pick as well. I mean, the impacts, you can impact trick a little bit better.
Also true.
I don't know.
It's not what I thought was going to happen, I'll be honest with you. I thought there was going to be a big cook where they go, okay, we got you. This doesn't feel like I got you moment.
Not a gotcha moment.
No, it's not.
Not at all. On either side. Now, Secret go back downstairs. They don't have the Clash this time around, but they've got that mirror, which they didn't pick last time. They've really centered around fortifying their positions with the Kiba barriers, with locking in really solid holds for them. Mute jammers, Warden, very difficult operators to displace. Of course, a little bit of a roam game as well. That's largely been Mowgli. Last time he found one, and then was taken down.
Yeah. Normally he has one person supporting him. That's Doom this round, as there was previously as well. In D2, I would not be surprised if they're going to keep playing that slower style pace. Loira's on main stairs. He's speeding up, actually. And he's found a gap in the middle of the building. Mirror runs away. The Jake is up. Both teams know. But Loira buys valuable time. Map presence. Gets the bar default cam. The centerpiece of Secret's defense round here has been cut down the middle. And because of that, the players of Secret are falling back. They've surrendered top floor. They've surrendered main stairs. And they've given up everything besides blue and basement control. So Loira's individual play has gotten them full roam clear. Secret maybe over-respecting it, thinking Loira wouldn't be alone. Well, he was.
Impact trick gonna come through? Perhaps not. Noah does have impacts in pocket. It's not to be. G2 are baiting aggression here. Loira is hard flank watch, waiting for Noah, who's still in Secret, ironically.
Yeah, some people call it Lose Secret. Adam is an OG one as well.
That's a classic.
Nobody here listening is going to know who Adam is, probably. OG pro player in North America.
From the server would remember Adam.
Before the Clubhouse rework, that's how ancient that is. But he was sneaking, or like prone hiding in Adam, made a huge flank play, and people called this spot Adam before the rework, when he looked different. But yeah, that's an OG one.
Secret to get into work now. Hatches are open. Time to isolate these positions. There's a lot of util to clear. Third is now being opened as well by the Ram.
Yeah, of course, downs that are playing a very passive attacking round is that timer will tick down a little bit further. Triple C4, Goyo Fire. This is one of those rounds, kind of like on Café. If G2 have one thing go the wrong way, a C4 that gets a kill, something like that, it can disrupt the entire plan. Jones spots him out, doesn't reinforce the wall. This is really good for G2 though, because the mirror is cleared out. That can be tricky, but it's pretty simple, this one.
Still 2 C4s remain here for Secret, but Joom has lost his, so he's not able to throw a Nitro Cell over to the main stairs, where Loira is holding on to this long ankle. He's keen to take a fight, but Savage, he holds the fort down as Blaz drops below. Loira finds his opening, immediately traded.
Back B.
Adrian deep into the side. Savage as well. He tucked away in the corner. He finds one, and he might even be good for a second. Stop and put to shreds. Alamau, the last remaining. And I think this Nitro Cell could seal the deal. Alamau so low on HP. He might find one, but the shotgun from Savage. Secret are 1 round away from a second map in the grand final.
Once again, not necessarily what we expected, but this is reality. Secret are here to play, and G2 do not have the solutions for these rounds. Again, Secret are being very, very good with their foresight. Honestly, okay, if they drop the hatchet bar, I'm gonna play by the jukebox. He's forced into hipfire. That's a free pick. Then there's no one on the kitchen bird. I'm gonna go back B bomb set and watch the short hallway where they're gonna push as well. It feels like G2 are always missing one thing in these rounds. One position that's not covered. One gap that's being, again, exploited by Secret. And I'm going to always talk about this. Like, Alamau on the scoreboard was very, very cold on Café. That 0-6 scoreline, it's still stuck in my mind. Right now, he's 6-7. Scoreboard-wise, he's fine. I'm not seeing that frontline leadership where he's all the pieces together,
That's covered. I'm gonna plant here. You do that. I do this. Even on the bomb site rush we saw in Gym earlier, the blitz plant, the sense wall, the aura door, they all died immediately. Like they weren't ready on the timings.
And G2 are falling victim to these little cheeky things.
They
like
are.
Savage hiding in a corner, waiting, biding his time for someone to drop down a hatch. Well, he's just simply watching that angle, ready to swing.
Yeah. I will say for G2, it's a good look that they're slowing things down because they get the 5v5 execute. But then, when it comes to the execute, it's not clean enough for it to be worth it. It's almost better if they go fast and chaotic because then you kill 2 players of Secret, you die 2 people of your own, now you're in a 3v3. Now it's kind of scrappy siege, but they can play scrappy. G2 are trying to play that perfect style without being perfect.
This is exactly what
There's
you
a
called
jammer.
before. The jammer is going to make things a little bit slower. We're going to need Ace to have some support from the EMPs, which is brought. That's the effect of the thermite ban there.
Yeah.
More util needed on this clear. Remember, bomb site over in Gym bedroom. This cache extension is just that, an extension.
Yeah. For people that don't necessarily know what the thermite thing is, you can rappel on those exterior walls and put the thermite charge outside the mute jammer range and just pop it wide open. So you can circumvent the mute entirely, and because you banned the Kite and the Bandit, nothing can stop the thermite whatsoever. So that's exactly why the mute jammers are so strong now compared to previously. Got EMPs from Alamau, 1 spare in pocket, got Laura downstairs also with grenades, so they can clear this, but you see Mowgli, he's got the jammer, so the Grim Beast won't spot him, the wall won't be broken open either. They need to find this jammer first to continue forward here on the attack.
There's not a lot of value that you're getting out of the Deimos when that mute jammer is still alive. And Jim is the player at top red anyway. Savage, though, meanwhile, finds Loira down below. How did he find that kill? He went downstairs, he went, and the hunter became the hunted. Mowgli is so keen! He's so aggressive! No. 1 pop!
He's gonna keep going!
3 kills for Mowgli! He is on a tear! And how many giants will Secret slay before we finally believe that these humble 5 could make history? 2-0! over G2!
The very first attack, the very first round was Mowgli downstairs in basement finding a beautiful 4K to start off this banger map of Clubhouse. The very final round that we just witnessed was the exact same thing. He says, I am gonna have my moment right here and I'm gonna keep pushing forward.
And in this best of 5, Secret assert themselves as the favorites with a 2-0 lead. And this is going to be a Mowgli highlight reel, to say the least. Look at him go. The aggression, the celebration, and the perfection from Secret. Loira is not happy. G2 are not happy. The best team in the world, some people thought, but they are in shambles. And the only way forward is to replicate a reverse sweep that we've seen very few teams in this world do. There's plenty to break down, so we'll toss it over to the analysts.
Secret is online, and I wish I could say the same about G2. This was a map that we had a lot of worries about from the side of G2. How are they going to perform on something that has been permabanned? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have our answer. Not very hot.
No, this is incredible from the side of Secret, and Clubhouse is a map that we always talk about, like, it's in everyone's map pool. You gotta know how to play it. But Secret did definitely show G2 today how to play a map like Clubhouse. I am just so happy to see a Team Secret play like their life depends on it. They're not scared to peek things, they're not scared to push things, and I'm really glad to see that because it shows how much confidence and momentum they've got going in this
That 4K that we just saw from Savage, the kills here every time, what do you notice? You notice that it's one player getting a triple or a quadruple kill inside site in defense, but also in attack, lurking around because there is a gap, there is a mistake, there is a critical blind spot to every single attack or defense on the side of G2, and Secret punishes that almost every round. That's the biggest difference between these two teams right now. What did we see in the reaction from Loira as soon as the match was finished, as soon as the map was down? He threw away his set right now. He's pissed, he's angry, he needs a reaction, and that's in these kind of moments that you know if it's a champion mentality or not. Do they bring it back? Or do they crumble completely on the next map?
And that was also a topic of conversation that we had earlier, and where it's like, it doesn't feel like G2 has actually been tested yet at this event. Because yes, that first game against Furia was maybe not their hottest one, but they were online after that, and they were able to win again and again uncontested. I think that is this is really where we're gonna see, as Leo said, whether or not G2 has a championship mentality, because this is the furthest they've been pushed with their backs against the wall.
That is definitely the case for the side of G2, but I feel like it might even be more the case for Secret, given that they haven't even dropped a single map yet this tournament. Have they really been tested? And the way that they're going in his matchup so far, it doesn't really seem so far, I might jinx it here, that G2 is actually giving them that test as well in the series.
My biggest worry was, is it a championship team? Do they resist to the pressure? Is it something that they can do? And I think Secret is answering that. Not only because they deal with the pressure, but also because they feel less pressure than G2.
I think also like whether or not the coach is gonna like slap them a little. Okay, maybe don't actually, but like, you know, like bring them back to reality, because this is where they had to stay. And I think a really good example of how far gone G2 was when we saw that 4K come through. We're like, what's going on here? But how do you come back from that? Because that's a little bit humiliating.
First kill here, then he swings to church, gets that kill, and now everyone pay attention to that headshot. That is beautiful, and then goes into the 4K. Look at Mowgli's face. Look at his reaction. He stands up, throws away the in-ears. Look at the reaction from Juma as well next to him, that cannot believe what just happened. Every single player on the side of Secret has an incredible momentum right now.
Yeah, we had round 8 as well, specifically, that we wanted to highlight when it came to how this goes. I see you laughing already because we all know what's coming up next, but what's going on?
Yeah, this was an insane round. I mean, that swing there on the hot tip, like, there's a whole plan going on behind that Aurora barricade, by the way, and then this to come pushing back in. The incredible team play that we're seeing from Secret, this aggression as well to force themselves back in this position. And then the Clash jumping out together with the Azami. It's just that teamwork that we've seen from them before, right? On Café, where they send multiple people out the window. They're not scared to take the initiative to actually get the control back in a post plant.
As much as it's all fun and games to sit here and be like, yo, G2, like, what's going on? I think we also have to answer that question ourselves and go like, okay, what actually do we think is going on with G2 here? Because this is not the team that we've seen in that playoff stage. This is not the team that we've seen when it came to qualifying. This is also not the team that we've seen at EML. Something is missing, and what is it that we can pinpoint here that we think will make the difference, as a reverse sweep is very much needed if they want to win this?
As much as we like to joke about it right now, and it's 2-0 on the side of Secret, G2 is not that far. G2 is putting out a great show. It's just that, like I said, these critical mistakes are being exploited by Secret. Go back to fundamentals, go back to basics, go back to simple, not complex attack. Go together as a squad and abuse the man advantage when you can create it. That's my biggest thing. Right now, they're letting holes be exploited by Secret because they're going for really spread attacks or really spread defenses. Go back to basics, stay close to each other, gain a little bit of momentum, then we can go back to more complex stuff.
And the fact that Stompen, by the way, is still running a 91% cost despite losing this map, being so efficient for his team.
He's the only one that's that consistent on the side of G2. First map, second map, both times. The rookie, first ever grand final, is the most consistent player on the side of G2 right now.
Which is a concerning situation to be in, because you have those two players that have been in grand finals before. Damn, they've won the hammer before. So this is not a performance that you're expecting from them. But we've already covered Café. We've covered Club. We now have Labs, Bank, and Sky remaining. So I want to really hone in on this Labs, because this is G2's pick. So if anything, it should be a territory that they are more comfortable with.
It is G2's pick, and it should be their home. They beat FaZe, the current world champions, on that map really comfortably. No, just a few days ago. This should be a moment. If there is a wake-up time right now, it should be on that map. A comfortable map, really classic, where you know what are the different steps you need to do. It's just like Clubhouse, but even more structured. That should be easy to come back to fundamentals here.
And I mean, if there's any team/organization that is used to getting such a big reverse sweep in a best-of-5 grand final, that has to be G2. They are known for that, obviously, with the SI final in 2018. That's a big thing that they have in their legacy. It's definitely not impossible. We don't see them every single day, but G2 have that individual player quality to potentially put up a reverse sweep.
It's a moment for them to really press that reset button on their mental to head forward, because we're also going to do the exact same. We're going to have a little breather, and we'll be back with the third map of the series, Labs, coming up next.
close to me.
I'm picking him.
That
Azami maybe. You can maybe push up it. I'm upgrade off.
Yeah, we're sorry. We can push church.
Azami dead.
Hold on.
Can push
I'm pushing. Yeah, one third.
I'm just planting.
Oh my god! No! Oh my god! Let's go! Holy shit! Holy fuck! Whoa! Let's go!
You're gonna get a fight.
Oh my god!
We've been saying every single chance that we get to expect the unexpected with this tournament, as every single man you see sitting in front of me here is just one map away from greatness.
On the other side, this conversation does not get any more or any less really difficult. In the case, backs against the wall for G2 heading into Nighthaven Labs. And we got both a mix of world champions and new blood on the roster.
So we've got two potential storylines here. Either one team is one map away from shocking the entire world, or the other is set for the comeback of the decade.
Either way, I think we're going to have an incredible night that is only just starting. Ian, I think we're all ready for this. Rihanna, are you ready? There's your answer. Map 3 begins now.
And we were so ready for a grand final of the ages. We were so ready for G2 to once again claim their place on the Pantheon. And yet somebody stood in their way. And somebody still stands in their way. What is going on today?
Maybe we have counted out their opponents a little bit too early in Team Secret. The story was writing itself a little bit too easily for G2, and the desk spoke about it. Have G2 truly been tested this tournament? And I kind of want to say yes. I don't feel like on paper that Secret should be any more difficult than their previous opponents, but their playstyle has been troublesome.
Well, the stage is set for the world to watch as Europe sets its eye on the silverware, but only one will rise to the occasion. Only one will raise the trophy. G2 need to come back. Backs against the wall. Team Secret on the verge of greatness here at EWC.
Out goes the operator bands, Kaid and the Hibana, followed by the Bandit and the Thermite. So this will be that stable old double hard breach, double wall deny situation, ensuring that the first step will always be achieved with ease. And here comes the one counter, perhaps the mirror being brought out the very first round from Team Secret. We kind of talked about it briefly on Clubhouse. When you get these operator bands, you can put the mirror window on the exterior wall and C4/impact trick through it and still make it complicated for the attackers. G2 need to show us a couple of things. The first one is that they can just play a stable run of siege without making those glaring mistakes, those massive gaps that Secret used to exploit. The second one is the individual performances in the server. Now, Stumpin, phenomenal player. Insane debut, phenomenal individual. He has been the most consistent and best statistical performing player from G2 in this grand final. And that's great, but that's also concerning. It shouldn't be up to Stumpin to play the best when he's with veterans like Doki, like Laura, like Glass, like Alamau. It should be a full team effort where Stumpin fits into that system and he can play his own game, not having to carry out right. Somebody, please help this man on this third map.
I mean, he's already broken 20 kills. On Café, he went 12-6, Clubhouse 9-5. He's the only positive player for G2 right now. We need everyone to step up, not just the golden boy. And so Alamai, you've said he needs to lead from the front. Here he is on the Ash, the tip of the spear. As G2 begin to open up breaches on a connector, forcing Mowgli back into electrical. Oh, it's been a Mowgli tournament, hasn't it? If you had to select an MVP right now, if we called it, it would have to be the Frenchman.
There's really no arguing against it so far, and he's feeling it still, being aggressive, swinging the windows, the drones, getting good value from his position. Then it goes sound shotgun in hand.
Wow.
He's in the building. It's Laura.
But re-peeking with the shotgun. Mowgli, how does he win that? He brought his own shotgun to the Ying battle. And Loira will fall. No response yet from G2 as they've lost control of Electrical and are left abound wondering what can they do. The vertical angle. Mowgli is unstoppable. He is shut down by Stompin, but the damage has been done and the refrag available for Secret. It's utter desperation for Doki and Blaz as they look to pick up their fallen comrade, but Blaz has been eliminated and Secret are firing on all cylinders. Nitro cells and gas sent forth. G2 have very few ways back into this.
So much pressure in this round from every single angle. Doom takes on Doki and the vault from Stompin against the world. 1v4 is good for one. Double for him in the round, but no help to be had. Just him. Toxic Babe going out, stalling for more seconds. Plenty of time left, but Stompin, time is not the problem. It's all these players. He finds another.
This will need to be an ace for Stompin. No more gas, no more nitro cells. It's just pure talent. Stompin's low HP. Savage and Adrian to withstand against the Prodigy as the American sets his sights on the two SAS operators on his opposition. He's got info on both of them now. He's waiting for the peak to come through. And he's got the read. He settles back in as Savage and Adrian both prepare their shotguns on close range. The Grimsby's come out, and he's got a shotgun of his own he could bring to this fight as he decides how does he play this. Secret wiggling, tempting to make this a fight. Adrian and Savage just need to time this well.
No.
Oh my God! Oh my God! He is the chosen one! He is the king! He is the golden boy from G2! An ace for Stompin at his debut tournament, 18 years of age, but he owns Team Secret!
That's not just an ace. It's a practical 1v5 with 20 health off the revive. Getting Eagle challenge swung. The crossfire here is so good. Double shotgun primer against the Bailiff. The final shot in the chamber gets the final kill.
Loira can't even believe it.
It's unbelievable. This doesn't happen.
This may be... that could be one of the best clutches I've ever seen.
Most unlikely clutches, that's for damn sure.
How do you win with the Bailiff? He had one shell remaining. One shell against the M590, one of the best shotguns in the game.
Two of them.
My God. There's no universe where Stompin is meant to win that, and yet he does. He puts the team on his back like he has had this whole series long. He's the only player from G2 who has showed up, and he gives them a round, a 1 versus 5.
I'll go back to the point I made a few minutes ago. Somebody please help this man in the server. Yes, the clutch is absolutely ridiculous. That is the worst way for G2 to win a round, however, because every single thing failed before the clutch happened. Now, if we go the distance, if there's one round to look back upon for Secret, if they lose this map, that's gonna be the round. For G2, this is a sigh of relief that, oh my God, starting off like this, shutting down Team Secret's aggression, this could actually become a tilting factor for their opponent.
And we've seen some rising stars make their debuts and make a splash. What comes to mind is Spoit in his first season as an 18-year-old 4-team rogue at the Berlin Major. He raised the trophy there, and he was the MVP. But I don't think anyone has done quite what Stompin is doing right now, not with highlights in his reel like that. The only thing he needs is to actually win this goddamn tournament, and right now G2 are so far from that reality. Secret destroyed them on the first 2 maps, and as we move into the third, Secret could get this done so swiftly. Doki just off. He had the yellow ping. It deals a pitiful amount of damage to Savage, who will retreat.
Mowgli keeps the aggression and takes down Loira. I almost want to say Mowgli was so great last round until he overswung the third player, then died. It's one of those moments where if you can punish Secret's individual decision-making, that's the easiest path forward. But the consistency on Mowgli, we gotta keep bringing it up. It's every damn round. Doom's been spotted, yellow paint, moves around and dies to Blaz holding his cutoff. Great teamwork from G2, working together with information and the cuts. That evens back the numbers to a 4v4, but there's only 60 seconds left. G2 I didn't realize this, but the time is slipping away from them. The Goyo's on the board, the mirror windows, a lot of obstacles to deal with. Maybe the saving grace is the fact that there is a blitz from Alamau to simplify the approach to the bomb site once they get down those staircases.
Attackers have recovered their
After too many players falling early in that last round, perhaps G2 felt the need to slow things down.
Yeah. I mean, it was a disaster of a round, but they won it.
Yeah. Well, how do they cook on this attack? Alamau walking into so many of these goo mines. He's taken a hell of a lot of damage, but he doesn't want to expose himself as he pulls it out. It's the right call because the secret player on the other side did go for a swing just as he pulled it out. Stomping on the ace. Now he's got a serious weapon in his hands. The AK ready with the diffuser as well as Mowgli gets aggressive but doesn't find his mark. Alamau from behind saves his teammate, but Noah springs into action as well. It's a 3v3 as Adrian gets active with the last bullet, finds one, a nitro cell to find Stompin'. It's a highlight reel. The Secret's own young gunner. Adrian a 3K to close the round and open the equation for Team Secret.
The final bullet, one tap on a blitz that the AD is staring it down and ready for a fight is just spectacular. This has been ridiculous Clubhouse into an absurd start to Nighthaven Labs. Mowgli was like, I'm out of here. I don't want the smoke from the blitz. Does not escape though as all of the players are ready for him. Literally, oh, there was technically a 2. Looked like a 1, the high fire, but still, that's a 1 tap, my friend. A battle of clutches, a battle of individual heroics. At this point, it comes down to who's going to pop off the most.
We talked a lot about the young gunner on G2, but I mean, that was a big play from Adrian. I mean, this guy is just 19 years old. A young player who made his fame actually by dethroning G2 for the Team G Who. A lot of people remember that roster.
Oh boy.
A lot of people remember what they achieved in 2023 right after G2 had won their own SI. G2 had some, G Who rather, had some very historic wins over that roster.
Ridiculous.
And that was actually the only team he played on before Team Secret. He's really only had a professional career of about 1.5 years. And here he is in his first grand final, only overshadowed by how much of a rookie Stompin' is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think we'd be talking a hell of a lot more about this young 19-year-old Adrian.
I remember him and Creed coming up with the scene together. We played rank with those guys in the UK rank stacks. And sometimes you play with people in ranked and you're like, you know what? If you put in the effort and you grind and you're disciplined, I can see you go somewhere. I could see it. I think to a lot of people, Noah was the same character, Doom was the same character, Savage as well. I mean, the whole roster actually is like young. I want to say protege because that's not the level they're at necessarily, but high potential people that are also well connected in the community, grinding ranked, grinding tier 3, grinding tier 2. I mean, Doom won R6 Combine last year, I believe, then basically went on to do better things over here.
Yeah, some people win the Combine and then do great things. Some people, the Combine is like their peter out tournament. Don't know who I'm talking about there, thank you.
Yep. We all have our paths. Alamau on the front lines, looking good, takes down Noah and says, your path is the grave for now. Just need to keep up the pressure. Now they gotta slow things down because again, we should be expecting aggression from Secret because Mowgli's still alive. They're gonna be looking for a fight somewhere. And G just kinda buying time. There it is, the swings. The air jab's pre-placed now, so they can't re-aggress too offensively. Laura's ready for a strike if that air jab triggers.
Yeah, can I just point out, Savage and Adrian have an awful lot of faith in those M590s despite what happened in that just 2 rounds ago.
Oh yeah. That's why I don't play this shotgun myself. It's too scary, man. It's one of those guns, if you believe in it, it'll reward you.
I mean, we saw it from the Bailiff with Stompin'.
Oh, he believed.
Did not doubt for a second. Mowgli and Savage have already used their nitro cells. Would have been nice in a situation like this. Adrian goes down. Mowgli holding his position, but he's got to worry about 2 angles now as the door and the breach open behind him. He's actually got to worry about a 3rd because Loira has come to life. 3 big kills for him. Doom left alone, and he needs to get back to the site. A narrow angle as he vaults over. He times it well. Loira's been on fire. A 4K for the Brazilian. It's been a quiet few rounds from him, but he gets back into it, and G2 take the lead on Nighthaven Labs.
So if we look at Clubhouse into Nighthaven Labs, they have like 6-7 rounds of individual 3 or 4Ks from different players. Literally almost everyone getting involved in it. Adrian, Mowgli, Stompin', Loira, just to name some. It's a matter of, again, who is popping off. Adamal got the opening pick, and that's, of course, going to make it a bit more complicated for Secret. We saw Joom, last defender alive on the clash, was locking down the flank, the backstab from Meeting. That wasn't where G2 were attacking from, though, so the clash goes completely wasted in that round. And because clash has not been a major issue for G2's attack, they opt to ban the mirror instead. Now, this is the thing that happened on Clubhouse.
Attackers need to
If you force an operator to try and force out that operator ban, it has to be successful. The clash has been kind of a non-factor here in Nighthaven Labs. The mirror, however, has been getting good value, so they're going to remove that instead. For Team Secret, they were going to ban the third Heartbreacher. So both ranged ones in Hibana and Ace are gone, as is the Thermite. G2 now only have 2 options to work with. The secondary can openers, the Heartbreaching canisters, or the Maverick. Both of which can complicate things a little bit because you're not going to have a very big breach. And no ranged one either means you got to get up close on that wall. And then you got to talk about C4s.
Yeah. But there is a cost, of course, to banning all the hard breaching operators.
Yes.
You leave all of the shields in. Alamal's showing that he loves the blitz. And also, you know, we still have that Maverick, like you said. We still have a few options.
Yeah. We haven't even seen Dokkaebi.
Yeah, true. I mean, man, there's so many power operators. We saw Ying once. It wasn't that successful. A lot of options here for G2. It's just up to them how they want to play it. Oh, hello and goodbye. Savage caught while deploying a gadget, chucking out one of those goo mines. Dookie chucks a question mark in the chat.
Before this map started, we have a look at the stats. I said, somebody help Stumpin, please. What I was referencing is that he is on 24 and 13, so plus 11 on the scoreboard. Yeah. The second highest rated player is -1 at 15-16 Loira. Stumpin is almost on the scoreboard, 1v5ing in the grand final. It's why G2 are down 2 maps.
And we've talked a lot about Mowgli, but not even he has done as well as Stumpin. Nope. He's 21 and 14, so less kills, more deaths, especially on that entry. Alamal, help. He's making his own entry, but it's not supported now. Nitro goes out, it's perfect. That was a big mistake from G2. For Alamal to march on forward without support, Secret were able to 2v1 him and eliminate the blitz.
It's a tailless all this time. There's an Asami that keeps off the door behind the shield player. He gets isolated, dies early, but G2 got more firepower, and then Doki and Blaz are good for 2 and make that a 3rd.
Yeah, that's big from Blaz. A big 2K. Doki doubles his kills as well. And he chucks ZZZ in the chat as well. G2 might be 0-2 in the series. That doesn't stop them from talking smack and firing up.
It's good that we're seeing more live from them. The desk was hyping up G2 on desk saying this is their map. They took down the world champions in phase on this Nighthaven. They're gonna try and take down Secret. A tactical timeout rather.
Tactical pause?
Tactical pause?
For what cause?
From what cause?
Tactical pause?
For the cause of stabilization here for Secret. I think this is gonna be a mixture of strategical and a little bit of mental. They've had their successes in aggression, now it's going punish, so maybe a small tactical change there. And saying, guys, this is the game plan. I mean, Twister is getting very involved.
Yeah, he really talks with his hands, doesn't he? What's he twisting up today?
You see it here again. Not really swinging the window, it's going to be a for Gumine. Anima gets countered by the Kiba, C4 is great. And then here, 50-50. And then here, could have been a 50-50, but he was fishing for the guy in the window instead.
That was a 50-50. Yeah. Blaz did well in his position here. And the last one was, again, another 50-50. G2 winning their fights, but also playing off each other well together.
Yeah. Moving the right spots at the right time. Nighthaven Lab by most metrics, if not all, definitely a Tiger favorite, I would say. I was expecting like a 3-3 or 4-2-half, nothing better than that from either team. Secret gotta show us a bit more now in the bank. Savage been very quiet so far, 0-3. Strategically, we haven't seen Secret really do anything too spectacular, and you said it earlier, when you ban the triple Heartbreach, you leave a lot of good attack and operators open for G2. That's one side. The other one is, I haven't seen a clearly defined game plan from Secret besides Mowgli go kill. And we need to see them do more together as a roster, not the individual gunfights.
Of course, we talked a lot about the map veto in those first 2 maps. It was, you know, Café picked by G2, which they lost, and then Clubhouse, I guess a bit of a foregone conclusion. That was G2's insta-ban that Team Secret picked against them. So, of course, Secret are going to look better in that. And really what the reality of the first 2 maps was just, oh, well, G2 sucked on Café. They lost their own map pick. They couldn't hack it on their insta-ban, so of course we're going to start 0-2. But this is the obvious place for G2 to bring it back. Nighthaven Labs. It's a map that they're not afraid of going to. It's actually, funnily enough, their second lowest preference map. They have banned it a lot, but they did play it a month ago against Matchco and win it in the EML. So while it's not one of their favorite maps, they're still happy to play it.
And now Matchco, of course, geese it.
That was a sound from you, Pengu.
I've been the Blitz player a lot of times, and I'm always like, I'm fine, but what about the guy behind me, you know?
Yeah. Doki fell, so no more hunting those Valkyrie cameras. I think he'd already found a couple at least. Perhaps pinged them or got an inkling of where they might be, can call out to his team. Now he just sits on flank watch drones. That Blitz, though, is still alive, thankfully. There's a lot of work to be done, though, for G2. A lot of vertical gain.
Good guy moving the drone, nice.
Doesn't want to get his drone destroyed by that ram. That's a late reinforcement of a hatch, by the way.
Oh, I like me some Nuke action, the timing.
Surely not.
He's been spotted out, though, in the hallway, they know.
It's 3 players, what a shot! Almost a second for Stompin. A third player contests him, it's Noah, but Stompin decides to fall on back. Noah is going hunting and does find that kill. The Blitz, though, likely coming Noah's way very shortly. Alamau and Blaz have to decide, do they hunt him down or do they leave him be?
I think going for the pick would be great for them, but at the same time, they don't have any real information, just the Blitz who's low on HP, so challenging is complicated. Noah has an impact grenade either for a flank or for a counter, but they're on the side out of nowhere, actually.
Wow.
And Secret, they gotta play retake.
I'm not sure Secret are aware of this. Nope. Savage seems to be.
Shield
shows. As he rounds the corner, he spots the shield, and that reveals Alamau's position, so it's an easy headshot for Savage. Blaz and Loira now making their way downstairs. Loira is still above in vending, but Blaz has made his way deep. Adrian is hunting for him. As Blaz waits in Animus, that diffuser still on Alamau's body. Loira wants to make his way to try and support his teammate, but Blaz has gone back outside to the breach. He's going to walk into a crossfire here. And Noah, meanwhile, has come back to site, so this is pretty much unwinnable for G2. It's a freebie for Savage, who has really held the fort down on this site, taking down the Blitz, now taking down Blaz. All up to Loira in his 1 versus 3. We haven't quite seen the Loira magic, but that's the start of it. 1 kill. They should have info on Savage's position. So how does he go for it? The shoulder peek, the bait. Oh no.
Goyo Fire.
Savage is just holding on, and he just pops up, takes him down. Like you said, the Goyo Fire was still available. But the Portuguese player is the one to find the final kill and really save that round for Secret.
I hate to be too... Oh, that was such a good C4. Too negative on one player specifically, but Alamau is just kind of disappointing me this game. I've been praising him so much the last couple of days. This right here, ADSing close on the door with the shield means that you're going to expose yourself before you see the enemy. Either you can do 2 things with Alamau. Either back up so you're up against the back wall, your shield won't show, or just sit there, close on the door, not ADS, and just go for a flash as the enemy gets close to you. Doing what Alamau did is like the worst possible play of the 3 options that you have, basically. I understand that he's desperate for a kill and has to find it, but I just think the approach is incorrect, and it goes to show that he has been making some pretty big blunders, I would say, in this final so far.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like that Blitz has had the most value. I'm actually wondering if the Monzi would have been a better pick. Now, Alamau's dying because he's taking risks on that Blitz. If he was a Monty, he probably would have survived when he solo pushed the top round as well. Remember that when he died to that C4? Another example of a mistake from Alamau. I think if you want to bring the shield, I'm okay with it. But bring that Monty instead. Maybe even the Blackbeard, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the lack of Blackbeard. Also on Café, because it was left open. And it comes down to, I mean, they can play whatever they want, but if I'm not seeing any value in the operator pick and they're not winning the rounds, I'm like, well, maybe try something else, different approach.
Yeah, Blitz is not it.
And the big thing is, the big praising points that I've been making for G2 when I've been casting them is that they've been so adaptable, so flexible, good at fixing their problems and reading their opponents. This has not been the case against Secret, and it seemed like SSG yesterday had the exact same problem. You look at them and go, what do we do to counter their game plan? And it's like, you can't just get a win. Your gunfights play close together and, you know, whatever. It doesn't seem like Secret ever let you breathe in the server, and it's so hard to deal with mentally.
Yeah, Secret have been looking so good. And while G2 are in the lead, the form is still here for Secret. They fall back. Keep in mind that if it wasn't for the 1 versus 5 for that ace from Stompin, this would be Secret in the lead right now. G2 are not out of the woods. In fact, they're barely out of the muck. 2-0 in the series for Secret in the grand final, where we expected G2 to be the Goliath. Long way to go.
Energy, a bit of fire. Again, the aggression, it just keeps happening. And they're on the roof waiting for it despite the air tip. Like, they know what's happening now.
Yeah, good read here from G2. Secret have realized, oh, okay, that's how they're going to play. They're going to fall back. They're going to be really ready to counter our aggression. Same story here for Adrian. There are people watching his position as the drone goes on through. Adrian, is he going to get baited? Doki is waiting for it. There comes the clash. But of course, that means that there's a lot of attention from Secret.
Yeah. Bit of an act of desperation, and rightfully so. It's 3v5 time. You don't want to be in that spot. D2 primed for an execute, and they're all ready for it.
There's a nade. This puts him in a very awkward position, but Doki just jumps on over.
Forced aside.
Savage has to hold on to his position. He's looked really hot, but he gets traded by Blaz. Stompin goes big as well, all up to Doom. A little bit of damage done. The plant could go down on Doki, but Stompin says, never mind that, I'm going for kills. And G2 lock in the 4-2.
It's another round on Doom Clash where I just don't see the real value happening again. They know no one's Aqua, they're on the Calc rafters, and yet they get surprised that they overwhelm the bomb site. Great flexibility here downstairs with the Verticality, shuts down the reinforcement. They catch Mowgli on the expected aggression on the main breach. Big smiles from Alamau and the rest of G2 knowing, okay, maybe, just maybe, this comeback can start happening right here, right now. Side swap, now Secret go on the attack. Not feeling as hot as previously on Clubhouse, but maybe that'll change now. Alberta Bands, Kaid first, Monty following through. The second set taking a fair bit of time right now. Both teams really making sure they get the right ones. Will it be?
What's the plan? Is it double?
Double?
Yeah, it is.
A double?
Double. What do we call that? Would we call that a quadruple?
A quadruple. I like quadruple. Double shield, blitz, and the Monty, and the Kaid, and the Bandit. I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised about the shield bans here from G2. I know Savage is a good shield player, sure. But I don't know if it's like, you gotta have that much fear about it. I feel like G2 as a team don't tend to struggle that much against the shields, from my count.
Yeah, perhaps they just really don't want to deal with the specific, Monty or Blitz.
I mean, it sucks to deal with, right? It does.
Sure. I mean, Savage is not as wants to play the Blackbeard. Neither of these teams are, funnily enough. In fact, we've seen more Fuse from Savage than we have the Blackbeard. So I think G2, it's good. Like, if Secret want to play a shield, they have to play the worst one in that Fuse.
Crazy to think that we had Recruit Shield back in the day.
Oh, man.
There's a 3-speed, 5-7, double utility. Pretty crazy stuff.
So good. And you would have been playing Pro League when that was actually meta.
Yep, it was
to make rules about how many shields you could have because the Recruit Shield was so meta.
Oh my god, that's true.
I
forgot about the shield ban, yeah. So Blackbeard counted as shield as well, obviously, despite not having the same. He has a face shield, not a body shield. Yeah. So we literally had a 2-shield rule in pro play for a long time to counteract it.
Yeah, and people would run that Recruit Shield all day.
Oh my god. Yeah, Recruit was meta. You had iron sights on every weapon, so...
Yeah, you couldn't change your attachments.
Yeah, you had set loadouts with no attachments, and it was brutal.
My favorite quick match strat was always the M870 Recruit. No one could touch it. M870 Rush.
That is a classic. Back when Bandit had 3 barbed wires, back when Sophia could self-revive, all these small hidden things in the game, which some people are going to love that are gone and some people are going to dislike it for all their different reasons.
It's nice to have a bit of a nostalgia. I think, us two old men, we do that a little bit too much.
Too much?
Oh, Stompin! Stomps Mowgli out. Another big swing, SMG 12. Doom will trade.
He actually looks so easy.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, that gun kicks like a mule.
It's because he's a console player. On console, that gun's the best in the game, but on PC, it's pretty awful. Stomping because he's a heat up. Shotgun to the floor, finds Doom as well.
This guy, he just doesn't know when to quit. He's hungry for more. He does take a little bit of damage. Doki getting lippy in the all chat. I love that Doki doesn't really care. He treats this like it's a ranked game. The way he talks smack in the all chat. That Nitro cell from Stompin, not looking too good. He wants to try and escape, but he is being watched. He's holding here with the shotgun, just waiting to be swung. Obviously, he's not vulnerable to those flashes while the glasses are active, but now they're recharging. No flashes to go. Out he goes. Noah falls. Surely not.
No shell.
Adrian will trade. Blaz now hungry. He's got that same shotgun, and he's keen to try and finish what Stompin started.
Tough decision of Stumpin. Do you confirm the kill and take the 1-for-1 trade, or do you save that final shell for the second player? High risk, high reward, but Blast retakes the spot. Toxic Babes goes out.
Good gas.
Blast on very low HP, though. Laura and Element got to the heavy lifting.
Yeah, and you can see how G2 are just hiding. Moira just needs to not expose himself. They have numbers advantage. They got shotguns for these close range engagements. Alamau can continue to burn time. One more gas in pocket to prevent any peeking.
One guy watched the door, one guy watched the breach. The breach is vaultable, by the way.
This fire's big, though, but
double up.
Not if Adrian falls to the goo mine, no less. The second player will also fall on his swing. It's great work from G2. Stompin, the man of the hour again. A big 3K to kick off the round, leaving his teammates to close it. And G2, for the first time in this series, are well and truly in control, thanks to heroic moments like that.
Bach makes the vert.
How does he win that?
I mean, every single shell just hitting there. Last shell, oh, that what could have been. Looked like it was going to be an easy 4K. But again, it comes down to the fact that Stumpin's 11-3. He's doing
before this.
Every single bit of... I mean, if this goes 5 map, we're on pace for a world record. I gotta say it. If we go the distance. We haven't even seen overtime yet.
No, we've actually had quite short maps so far.
And still the pace is there for Stumpin.
Yeah, I mean, particularly in terms of his kill-death differential, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was plus 11 over the first 2 maps. He's, where is he? Plus 8 right now, so plus 19 over 3 maps.
While losing, they're down 0-2.
Dude, he's got 35 kills in this series, and he's only died 16 times.
He's practically only dies on lost rounds.
Yep.
That's pretty much what it is, yeah.
Yep.
Holy. Speaking of high value, well, I guess the game
he's also
plan...
not baiting, by the way. Like, not a single one of Stompin's kills are like a useless exit frag.
No. No, certainly not. Goes to show. The whole team shows up, plus Stompin. This will be a different story, but we gotta see a bit more from G2 in the teamwork department. Looking good 5-2 right now, but it has definitely come down a bit more to individual heroics. Hibana...
Interesting.
Getting, some interesting angles here. One is going to be a crouch angle in and just peek holes for pressure. Adrian can do that first, then you go for a roam clear. Now any attacker can go on that breach later in the round and cover the crosses. Savage finally on the Blackbeard for roam clear. Doom on Deimos. These are the stable, very common operators for Team Secret finally being brought out.
There's still a roam game on that top floor, though, as we see Mowgli starting to make his way forward. He's got Savage to support him, and finally we see the Blackbeard pick. One of the first times in the whole game we see it. Here comes Stompin. Oh, he sees the tip of the Blackbeard head, but with his teammate falling, he's not likely to find a flank now.
Has to rotate around. That's an awkward, tiny angle there that we're watching from Doom.
Very
he is
narrow.
caught in the map in half, and I think there's a decent read from Elamau. Yep, there goes the bullets. Pre-fire back. Does mean that G2 have limited map control in the roam game, but it's fine because time is ticking away very quickly, and Stompin seemingly can just fall back for free here. No one's there in the window, unless the timing.
I don't think Stompin's going to fall back. He's going to keep peeking. June punishes him, a great little 2-tap. And Mowgli making this all but a completed affair here for Secret. And now the track can come out onto Doki, but I think for a brief moment, June might have heard Alamau swing him. And so Doki gets spotted. But there is suspicion here from Doom. Alamau is just around that corner, sees him, damage dealt. There'll be a frag here, no doubt about it from Doom. And Noah as well. Both of them join the fray. And Team Secret, they close the gap once again with G2 trailing. 2 rounds the difference between them. G2 still within reach of that map win, that oh so elusive advantage.
A lot of this seems to come down to opening picks. Of course, always important, but right now, with G2 spreading out so thin the roam, it means that the network is kind of falling apart. Once the first roamer dies, the other ones is just left in a really bad spot. Mowgli keeps brute forcing these angles, just rushing down the staircase and says, I'm going to attack the bomb site because we got a 5v2. I can fall early. So when you give Secret a little bit of space, a little bit of comfort, they're going to go the whole distance. It's early shut them down, or they will shut you up.
Yeah, very much. So perfect from Doom with those cutoffs. Secret finally have their first attack round on the board. Now, G2, what are you going to do to reply? Of course, there's a whole lot of bomb sites they can choose front. They're going to go control room here. Now this bomb site really largely comes down to that roam clear on that top floor. We so often see like late round 2v2s, 1v1s, and often it hinges on plant denial. We've got 3 nitro cells here for G2.
That's it.
The IQ picked by Noah as well to hunt down any of those Valkyrie cameras.
A lot of pro teams will take one person in the basement, often IQ, to look for those C4s and verticality. You get the main breach upstairs in IT from the ace, and then from the breach you see the vert above. The IQ below then has the vert as well. Then you can kind of hit the bomb site directly if you deal with that one anchor player. The issue is that one anchor player is stomping on Warden, which seems almost impossible to get rid of.
Yeah, good luck.
So it might just have to be a roam clear angle for Team Secret, unless Stompin somehow dies. I mean, putting your face in the window is one way to go down, but there's no one there, so he's fine.
I still can't believe that you're calling the SMG-12 the worst gun in the game, because I feel like every time I see a pro match, there's someone like Stompin absolutely destroying on Dokkaebi or Warden.
Okay, someone like Stompin is like 1 in a million, first of all. And saying you're watching professional players. I dare you, you try and play the SMG-12 on PC. On console, it's the best gun in the game. On PC, it is not very good, I'm telling you. Or it's one of those, either you're an SMG-12 player or you are not.
Yeah.
There's the breach, that was the top. IQ is on the roof, so not downstairs. It will be a roam clear for Team Secret.
Oh, Loira almost caught out. Shoulder pick there from Mowgli. Mowgli a little bit quieter than what we saw on Clubhouse, but he's still deadly. And he's got a whole team behind him as well, whereas Loira is all alone. Needs to take the fight. Mowgli goes down, but not the second to be found here from Loira. But a C4 from Stompin, immediately shut down by Joom. Once again, controlling the map from this singular window outside the bomb site. A Secret recompose. They've got their 3v2. All they need to do is lock it in.
They should know kind of where both Doki and Elma were, because they heard them from Joom's perspective. Doki flanking above, Elma locking down below. If one of them finds a kill, that will be enough. But if one of them falls, that's a big gap.
Oh, there's big info here. The Valkyrie cameras give everything needed. And Adrian falls. Doki also finds his, all up the Joom. Now, he's been so deadly, but when outside the building on that window, and these two G2 players are separated, Alamau hiding in the corner. Joom will find him, SMG-12 in hand. He needs to recollect that diffuser as Doki up above decides, how does he play this?
Really?
There is Vert. And there is a C4 as well, as Joom fakes the plant and looks for it again. Doki continues to soundbait, pre-rips the C4, but he lets it go. That was likely a mistake, and it might cost him. Joom is ready, waiting for his moment as he baits it again. He's got the cover if Doki swings this. But Doki hears that plant. Off again. He's also picked up his C4, has Doki. Joom needs to go for the kill now. Time is of the essence. He falls back, goes straight back behind that cover. A C4 rip, again baiting. Doki is a genius. Joom has no choice but to take the fight. Shotgun in hand. Doki clutches for G2. Map point, finally. Finally map point for G2.
Team Secret, there was one thing they did not account for. The Valkyrie cameras, Ace walks in bottom garage, yellow ping, red ping, flank gets the kill. And just like that, the round turns around completely. They had the Dokkaebi, they never hacked the cameras. Too much action in the server. They got free picks up top floor. They had free reign for the Dokkaebi to hack every single piece of utility, but they skipped the step. They went straight for execute. They had plenty of time to work with, but Secret, they usually just have one button. Let's go, go, go. They gotta start slowing down when it's needed and reset the round. They had the 3v2, they had time. They didn't have to just keep going like that.
And so the bans come out, the final bans of the half. It's gonna be Azami and Buck as we look back on what happened last round. I mean, SMG-12, again. I guess it doesn't beat the M590 though. Oh, come on. That's the energy we need, Alamau. That's what we need from G2. Like we've said, every player on this roster is capable of having a massive round. Everyone is capable of having a clutch, and that was Doki's. Stompin, well, his gameplay has spoken volumes about the caliber of player that he is, and he's single-handedly kept G2 in this. We need the rest of them to show up. Loira's had his moments this map. Alamau is that one that we're still waiting for activation.
I love the block ban by G2. It unlocks a lot of different playable spots on the bomb side, but Team Secret takes away the Asami, which kind of equalizes that by my books.
Of course, you can play Demos downstairs, but then Mute Jammers counter. Now the team bringing either of those operators. Actually, Joe might repick it.
Yeah, no Mute though, and no Tubarel means that there's not.
That might be why he's going for it. He sees it. So that's the thing. We kind of rely again on Doom to do the vertical damage right now, because G2 from a horizontal plane just upstairs, they like their corners, they like their spots. They got Doki on the class, they got Alamau on the Valkyrie, so plenty of info. Secret again, slow down, enable Doom downstairs, cover his flank, use the IQ to find the Valkyrie cameras, and don't overstay your welcome if you get that early lead. That's the game plan for Secret in this round. It has to be.
I'm going to be keeping my eye on Doom this round. Like you said, vertical play in the absence of the Buck. The main target is going to be Doki on that clash.
Pre-placed C4.
Where is that?
It's in the basement, and it's in middle of games, which is where the Doom went last time into the Buck vertical.
Smart.
And then a Valcam, right? So it's right there on the video ping thing. That's where it is. So right now, Mowgli, if he doesn't get into range of the C4 or sees the Valcam, that could be an easy pick for them. And if Doom dies below, that's one of their major win conditions that'll be gone.
Deimos gets his first spot. That's a very aggressive C4 from Stumpin, and it does get very close to taking Adrian out. The Deathmark fails, or is cancelled seemingly.
And here comes...
I mean, he's got so much info. He's got spots on 5 players. And he's inching closer towards that Nitro cell that he has no idea about.
Yeah, I think it's still there. I don't think it's been cleared out. It hasn't been popped, that's for sure.
Ooh, there is a drone down below that might have heard it.
Well, it is completely possible. Of course, Mowgli's got the scanner out now, so maybe they got the right read. But look at the timer. So much time burned, not much being given or gained really here for Secret.
Well, here comes the Capital, likely to come to life. Meanwhile, the clash opens up an option for Doki to swing that player on the breach. Loira holding on. He's been spotted by the Deimos. Alamau does not survive. He does not get out safely. And Loira falls as well. It's a collapse. As Secret find all their kills. G2, it's just Blaz and Doki left. And that Nitro cell never detonated. Never found the kill that it was looking for. And Mowgli has made this. Oh, I mean, Noah joins the fray. It's a simply completed affair for Secret. A flawless round as they get step by step closer to tying the score and pushing us into overtime.
So far, there's been 4 attacking rounds on the side of Secret. 2 of them flawless. The first basement one, the final goes a trade, but in my book, that's not flawless, right? It's a 5v1. Then this one, the setup was beautiful. This is the thing that Secret, they've been doing better than G2, in my opinion. G2 and Clubhouse always had some piece missing on their attack specifically. In this round, everything is perfect. Fire goes out, Mowgli goes in below bottom garage. Person on the breach outside cuts the cross as well. There is 0 chance that Laura, on playing Catwalk Rafters, can get out with his life intact, because there are 3 separate safe measures in play if anything goes the wrong way. G2 calls a tactical pause, which gives Twister the same privilege of speaking to his team. And last time he got involved, things started going better for the squad of Secret.
Yeah, and there's 2 more match points here for G2.
Yeah.
But also only 2 rounds that Secret have to go back to back to keep that undefeated streak alive. Here at EWC, crazy to think they have not even dropped a map. Only one of their games has gone into overtime, and that was their very first one against Falcons, when they sent the reigning champs packing. Now a chance for G2 to break their streak.
When you're in these positions as G2, you know, sitting at that 6-3 in the last round, things are feeling pretty nice. You're laughing, you're smiling, and not too many worries. But round by round, they should keep losing, and the score tally gets closer and closer. Some players' mental will change. Risk assessment is the biggest factor. When it's 0-0, you can make any play in the world, take any risk, go for any gunfight, because there's no consequences if you lose. When you're on 6-4, if you make the wrong decision, if you make a mistake right now, then it's 6-5, then it's 6-6. Then, oh guys, went from winning this map convincingly to throwing a significant lead. The G2 cannot let that affect them right now. The way they've been winning against Team Secret is by staying strong in the server, fighting back, taking chances, playing together, and still being cheeky. Stumpin has been keeping up this aggression. He's been enabled. There's a 4+1 strat, but Mowgli has the perfect read. The pre-fire on the barricade. When you do the 4+1, it means 4 people playing together and 1 wild card. While the wild card is gone, and the top fragger for the entire team in the final for G2 is dead.
And Stompen has been the shining light for G2. He has been their savior. To take him down early is elation for Secret.
It's time for plan B, which is Stompen, tell us what to do from the grave, watch the cameras and lead us forward. But it might be like leading the blind, because G2 so far, besides him, has not been too sharp in the server. And once more, I'm going to look for Alamau. He has to show up. He's 3-9. The attacks have not been clean. If there was a time for him to say, I'm gonna carry my team in one specific round, this is it.
Runs on batteries, I'll see it. Bomb spotted.
That's actually pretty smart. You can destroy so many gadgets.
Yeah, you can. I mean, a hell of a lot of util from IQ cleared on out. And G2 now really vulnerable to that Deimos. The point of those mute jammers, for the most part, were to prevent these tracks. And now it forces Doka to keep on running around. Cancellation of that Deimos death mark. And the nades come through, not successful. That was cheeky. 2 nades at the same time in different places to try and catch the player. They don't find the damage they're looking for. And again, the death mark comes out. Doki falls this time around. Savage, he's got that black beard, but he is low HP. He doesn't want to take a fight needlessly. He's peeking for info.
The Deimos have been getting insane value from downstairs, forcing everyone back, and they try and retake Alamau. Again, as I said, 3-9 has 3 toxic babes, a great gun there on the smoke, has to go big. There's 60 seconds left. Secret waiting for the final death tracker. A shotgun swing and a flashbang. Adrian gets the kill.
But Alamau does reply. Loira springs into action. He remains the last one left, and Mowgli finds them all. Another step closer for Secret. One more round to push us into overtime.
One more. G2 just needs 1 round, but as I keep saying, as they keep losing these, the mental shifts. They are aggressive, they get punished. If they're passive, they get punished. The way to win, I don't know. And Mowgli, he circled the entire barricade, bottom left, top right, back to bottom left. Finds the kill at the very end of it. He must have known exactly what Stompen was thinking and what he was going to do. The problem here is you ban the Buck, they play the Deimos. If you ban the Deimos, they play the Buck. It's the same story. It's vertical destruction and rain from below from Doom, finding incredible amounts of value. And this time, the IQ went in first, shot all the jammers, then Doom started tracking people.
Our Secret are not letting up. We've only seen them go to OT just that once. I think another one may well be on the cards, Nick. G2, it finally looks like they're a contender here in the grand final, which is such a contrast to what we thought we'd be singing about today. We've been singing G2's praises this whole tournament, and yes, we've said many great things about Secret too. They've had great upsets. They got revenge against Falcons. They took down some pretty damn big teams as well. But to think they might be here in the grand final, unthinkable. To think they could actually challenge G2 for the title, nobody saw this coming.
Not at all. Alamau very well might be on the front row now on the Solace. I like this actually, a very niche operator that we don't get to see all that often. Suffered a ton of different nerfs, the gadget, lost the impact grenades. But it gets good amount of information on what the plan is. The drones, the positions. Alamau, they know he was in that area, so if Blackbeard doesn't see him, they have to deduct. He has to be in the main lobby. Another drone comes out. Blackbeard in the corner. Alamau 1v4.
Oh, it's very risky. He's surely going to die here. The question is, can he find a kill?
No.
No. Adrian puts him down. And Secret find the advantage. G2, is there any way they can get back into it?
They left a huge gap. Nobody was playing Kitchen. No. They sell him short. Laura falls. Where's the teamwork? Where's the network in the server? It's 1 by 1 they fall. No support. Stompen on the bomb side, feeling a lot of pressure. Has to move away.
I mean, this is not a team from G2. This is rats run amok. And Secret are the exterminators. A 5 versus 3. G2, how can they come back from this? A Nitro cell.
Oh, he turned around!
Big nuclear Nitro cell from Doki. What a C4. Maybe, just maybe, it is possible that G2 bring this back.
It's a great road from Secret to go above. They want to execute instead. Savage could have blocked the C4 with his body. He would have been fine. Instead, both players go down, but they got upstairs control. Doki's falling back, and they still got the ramp for verticality, but there's no more Dokkaebi phone calls. Both were spent earlier in the round, so we're back to an even situation. Both teams saying reset. G2 has plant deny, 2 babes, 1 C4. Secret, they have top floor control. Now both teams gotta play correctly. Doki's in the basement for plant deny. Secret getting a little bit nervous now as the round is slipping away.
No logic bombs remain for Doom.
Not at all.
And not a lot of drones left either. This is going to be a blind round here for Secret as G2 just wait, biding their time as the clock ticks away.
1 drone left. This is it. They make their march. He sees a freebie. He misses an opportunity. Gets the kill.
Stompin is down. The most deadly player from G2. Oh no! Doki left unaddressed. He holds the fort, but he is traded back. It's all up to Doki now. 1v2.
20 seconds.
How does he play this?
No C4.
They don't know where he is. But he hears that plant start to go down. Noah is the one to cover. Adrian forcing it down. Does Doki go for the planter? Or does he go for the coverer? Now a 1v2. The players are separated and Noah can take the vertical angle. There's no way that Doki wins this. It's just about unwinnable. Unlosable for Secret. As they fall on back, they give him the space. The boogie drone opens up the ceiling above the bomb site. Doki brings out the shotgun. There's no way he wins this fight. Adrian's got him dead to rights. Overtime is on the agenda for Team Secret.
Swing by swing, play by play. Both teams giving it everything they had in that round. Secret, I want to praise them, their composure, their discipline to lock it down when they threw that double C4 kill upstairs. Alamau, again, selling Alamau short here, no one's in kitchen. When you have this roam, there's going to be 3 links. You have your anchor player, that's stomping on the bomb site. He's holding down the fort, that's the anchor. Then you have the middleman. That's the person between Stompin and the guy roaming aggressively, which is Alamau. They're missing the middleman, so there's no link. That means Alamau is on an island on his own, dies for absolutely free, no one can help him. That's been the downfall of T2. It's the exact opposite of what they've been doing the last couple of days. They've never shown us that weakness before. And it's not to do with Secret's playstyle, because that doesn't really impact that in my mind. It's G2 not communicating what they need.
G2 played just fine on the first 2 maps.
They did.
But this is where they begin to fall to pieces. A fire has been lit underneath Team Secret, and it is burning bright. Overtime, 2 rounds from a championship for the very first time. Our Team Secret, G2, needs to claw their way back into this with everything they've got.
It's been attacker favored, right? 4-2 halves on both sides, and guess what? G2 are on defense, so they gotta show us for real that they are the better team in the server right now. Dare I say it, James, but there was this crazy kid that get a 1v5 clutch earlier. Had that not happened, we're looking at a 3-0 grand final for Secret, but because he did, it's overtime and there's still a chance.
The only reason G2 is still in the tournament is because of that 1 versus 5 from Stompin. He has been worth every penny for G2. And yet, it still might go to waste if the roster can't come through. If they can't pull a win out of Nighthaven Labs. They got the first map choice, by the way.
Yeah.
This is Café and Nighthaven, both G2's picks. And Secret have looked phenomenal on both of them.
Often when we enter overtime, the attackers go a bit slower on the server because, again, as I said, risk assessment, the pressure's on, you don't want to make a mistake right now. And Team Secret, knowing that this is the favorable side, you know they gotta go big on it. This is the easiest way to get around victory. It's when you're on the attack. Doom is on the Deimos once more. They got a lot of utility, a lot of execute operators, but there's no IQ downstairs to clear the jammers. Bok is still banned by T2, so I feel like Doom might not have the same amount of value this round because those jammers will have better effect. They got vert holes everywhere trying to challenge him as well. So if it's a Secret, you gotta beast the wall on the bomb site first to apply pressure, then get Doom involved later. But they're not really making progress right now. They're just kind of fishing.
And they find Loira.
Oh, he got fired off on Catwalk.
So well played again from Secret. Everything is granted, nothing is earned, and they inch closer and closer. Could it be another night flawless round? They erupt onto the sides. They rip G2 to shreds. They force their way into the tournaments, and they have championship point in their grasp.
Secret are in the heads of G2. We saw how much effort they put to deal with Doom down to Deimos. 4 mute jammers, vert holes everywhere, 2-3 different defenders looking down the vert, waiting for Doom to show his presence. What happens? Capital fire on the rafters, force Laura to sprint away. Adrian on the breach, casts the cut, gets the freebie, and then they know, guys, we have to fight for Catwalk. We got the wrong take. They put everything into the complete wrong side of the map. This is G2 being reactive. Oh, they did this the last 2 times. I guess they'll do it again. Guys, they've done it 2 times already. They'll probably do something else. Of course, it's a 50-50 decision, but it didn't seem like to me G2 had a backup plan for what if they attack Garage. They did.
There are millions on the line and a trophy that is so sought after. Here in Riyadh, we had 16 teams enter the tournament, and G2 were the clear favorites. Falcons, they went out early, largely in part to Team Secret. Furia, they went home yesterday. G2 themselves put them there. FaZe Clan, they fell as well. G2 left as the only obvious contender for the throne in Saudi Arabia, and Team Secret have made them look like rookies. And the one player who is a rookie has been G2's heart and soul in this grand final.
The perfect opportunity for an EWC title for G2 happened this event. The easiest path forward, most of the competition gone, and they still themselves took down Furia, which might have been the final obstacle. But no, it's entirely wrong. Secret on defense now. It either goes the distance to a 7-7, or they're gonna clown D2 by winning a defensive round.
I'm changing mags.
So it's on G2 to force their way back into this game. On the attacking side, Blaz readies his breaching charge, and hard breaches open that external wall.
Yeah.
Team Secret ban out all those hard breaches.
Yeah, triple hard breach ban. They get the first step done. There's a second or a final can opener in pocket, but again, limited heart destruction. No capital to speak of either, which Team Secret used that operator to high success. Same with Deimos. We don't see that playstyle from G2. They have to problem solve in a different way. They got IQ against the lineup, but there's no cameras, no verticality. The IQ seems completely useless. And G2 have been so good in their operator picks. Finally, Loira finds the angle on the barbed wire. The drone misses too. I mean, these small things, right?
Loira's been rattled. Doki, he's shown up here and there, but not consistently. And Alamau has been missing in this grand final.
Completely.
Completely
And he's
missing.
been so good yesterday. One of the main reasons why they've been so strong. And to then go all the way, and it's not the Brazilians that scare him, it's his European friends.
And still a 5v5 here with 1 minute left remaining. Stompin opens the equation. When G2 need him the most, he will stand tall.
Gotta see if he has more in the tank though. Savage close by the breach. Stompin, surely you go first, and you've been so good this game so far. Here he is, he's ready
so
to strike.
tempted. Doki on the aggressive push, but he falls. Savage, M590 in hand. Can he ask for more? A second kill, but Stompin steps up for G2, forcing that diffuser down. No cover. The cover is gone. The third era of G2 will have to wait. Loira forced to clutch in a 1 versus 2 with no diffuser.
30 seconds.
Noah and Adrian, just Noah. Loira, surely not to clutch it. G2, hold on! Another round goes by, and Doki head in hands, hoping, begging Loira to clutch. Team Secret are not there yet. G2 have one final chance.
The plant is going down. Loira is outside the breach in Narnia, James. Nowhere to be seen. I'm thinking, why is he there? Well, it turns out Secret were equally confused. Where is this guy? He walks in, equalizes to a 1v1. Big confusion there. You see it right now. He walks in. Well, my thinks he's in connector. He's not. Complete other direction. Wins out big in the final 1v run. Noah, he felt it. Secret, that right there, they felt lifting the trophy for just 5 seconds. And then Laura said, not yet, boys, you're not ready.
That bubbling feeling. Laura himself has never raised that trophy.
Nope.
The only players from G2 that stand by from that second era legacy are Doki and Alamau. The latter, who has not shown up today, He's talked so much smack, but today it's Stompin and Loira who have put the team on their shoulders, the new generation, to take G2 into the new era. But again, another championship point is on the table for Team Secret. Will they seize it? Will they take it? This time on the attacking side, where they have looked untouchable. It's a perilous position for G2, but the only hope they have rests on this round.
When we get down to the final seconds and the final bodies in the server, there's going to be two different stories at play. The Secret players, they're envisioning, dreaming of lifting that trophy because they're 1 or 2 kills away. For G2, it's a sigh of relief knowing we gotta go and do this exact same thing for 2 more maps straight to even have a chance at it. One team is 1 round away, another team is multiple hours away from victory. The Secret, they're on the attack, they got the fuse shield, they got the glass, they got the Ying. They want chaos, they want tempo, they want to conquer this round.
And here comes the Candelas, in goes the fuse,
No
the
cover.
denial! Doki risks his life for greatness, but he's got no ammunition for a second. And so they trade and reattempt here for Secret. Stompin is put down!
There's no time to deny.
No more Prodigy will be your savior! Secret just need to confirm the plans, and they do! It's a retake for Loira and Alamau, and there's no shot in hell! Secret have it in their hands! Loira has clutched
see the trophy.
but there's no way he can clutch it from here. The trophy waits for Secret. All they have to do is find this final kill. It's so close that they can taste it. And Loira, what a task ahead of him. There's no way he can hold off. Mowgli, who's had the tournament of his life. And the deadliest foe is the one that you least expect. Siege's best kept Secret become champions at the Esports World Cup.
Nobody, when this tournament started, would have sat down and said, you know what? I think it's time for Secret to win an international tournament just like that. The youngest roster, you see how much it means to them. They have played their hearts out in this grand final. To go 7-7 on the 3rd map and go, you know what, let's rush the bomb site. Let's go for broke. The fuse dies. The first planter not successful. Guess what? They push forward. There's no hesitation. There's no fear. This team has come a very long distance in a very short amount of time. The future is looking bright for a new young generation of players in Team Secret.
The youngest team at the Esports World Cup, a new generation putting their names, marking them down in the annals of Siege history. Underdogs that remain undefeated, not dropping a single map for this tournament. And no one can barely believe it. Let those tears flow, my friends. You've deserved every inch that Secret have achieved today.
Most players never see a grand final, and for Secret, regardless of the result before it started, I just hope they were gonna take in that experience and enjoy every single second of it because they weren't supposed to be here. That's not what the script had in mind when this event started, and they didn't just enjoy it, they didn't just soak it all in, they conquered G2. 3-0 is a ridiculous scoreline.
And to think that anybody could destroy G2 in a way like this, look at what it means for a man like Mowgli, who has played at so many of these events for so long, all for a team that now no longer exists, and he joins this roster that last year made it time and time again to the main stage, but never within reach of the trophy. It's elation for these young gunners and for the dream that now has become a reality for Team Secret.
You saw it at the end, they were fist bumping with 15 seconds on the timer. They were all envisioning lifting that trophy because they knew it was about to be locked in. Now they stand here and it's reality. In just a few seconds from now, James, they're gonna do what they have only dreamt of before. They are gonna be recognized as the current best team in the world at a tier 1 level, and they're gonna lift a trophy.
And so Savage puts Team Secret in their rightful place, and they prepare to raise the trophy. In a world where nothing is granted and everything is earned, it takes courage to rise above and carve your name in history.